What is up, everybody? It's me, RDV, back with Geekeasy, and Eric is late, so
The
it's
nerve of
okay.
that old man.
Well, we're doing it on a Wednesday. He's all confused. He doesn't know which direction to go. He's usually on another stream on Wednesdays, but they're not doing that. So we decided to replace him with someone even younger. We got Joe on a
Ooh.
Wednesday or a Thursday instead of a Friday.
Yep, it's Thursday for me. Yep.
So
Yeah.
actually, he's actually doing a Thursday live stream on Thursday for him now, for once.
I know, right? We're doing it on a Wednesday. That's because I'm going to see Ghostbusters tomorrow. So,
Gosh, I cannot wait for it. Yeah, our Ghostbusters was it in our theaters. It drops the 27th.
Yeah.
You would be jealous of his car that he had before he left up here.
No, I saw his truck. He got destroyed.
Yeah, sadly. Decals along with it. Very depressing.
The decals were nice, but that's about it.
Hey, that Durango set my left though. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, man, Durango. I haven't heard that term in forever. Durangos. I don't know anybody who owns a Durango. I think they're obsolete now. Do they even make them anymore?
Yeah,
Well,
still make Durangos.
His one is obsolete, but
What I mean
Yeah,
is,
mine ended up being obsolete. Yeah.
everything's cross verses now, and I can't even recognize the freaking Jeep Wranglers anymore because they don't look like Jeep Wranglers. They all look like they're all compact, the little Fisher cars, the
Little
tight cars.
SUVs.
Yeah,
have you seen the new Broncos?
yeah, and I gotta say, why?
And
I
they
mean,
also have those. They also have those little stupid little wheel gear shifts,
Oh,
which I really found really annoying. But
yeah,
I find a lot of things annoying.
That's okay. You are annoying, so it fits it.
Yes, I am.
All right, so quickly go through my books real quickly, and I'll get this over with.
Oh, no Breen this week or anyone?
Well, he's running late. Yeah. So, with the first two books, I did not read, but I put them in an order that I figured I probably would like them once I read them. First being Blade Runner, with me being my number 11 for the week, and I don't know. There's only one more issue after this, and then I'm done. There's no more. It's over with. So I'm writing it out to the very end, even though I'm not. These are very not bad issues, but they're very mid. Not much happening in them. They're not, as you say, overly woke, where they're just going to sit here and eat food and stop talk the whole time. But it is kind of like old man's Blade Runner. If Harrison Ford did another Blade Runner movie as the main lead.
So it's getting to be more of Blade Runner 2049 than the original.
But the art is great, though. Well, no, 2049 was actually better than the original. Sorry. I say this because I thought Ryan Gosling's character I found it much more interesting than Ford's. Same with the original movie. I liked Rutger Hauer, and it was cool, but Harrison Ford's character really wasn't in it that much. At least so.
Rutger Hauer.
Well, doesn't it also depend? Doesn't it also depend on which version of the movie you watch too? Because there are like 39 cuts of Blade Runner.
I watched the director's cut, so which I always do. I always watch director's cuts. So I've
director's cut's the way to go.
Yeah, I've also been told that the director cut's not the complete cut. There's an extended director's cut or something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
thing that
that's what I'm saying. Is like there's just like so many cuts of that movie. Because I remember throughout the years there have been like their director's cut, like I don't think it's called that, but it's like director's cut, super director's cut, ultimate director's cut, producer's cut.
It just sucks because I like Blade Runner. I mean, as far as cyberpunk stuff, I love the flying cars like that and the rain stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, but the book's just not giving you that jolt of action that you're looking
for. It doesn't compared to majority of the other books I've been reading. Was better than this was the Blade Runner Lotus. The one that was based off the cartoon they did on Cartoon Network last year. They did a book
Blade Runner cartoon on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, but it's also Crunchyroll now. It aired, all in Adult Swim stuff. Aired there. It's an anime basically, and I had Jenna Henwick, the one that played Colleen Wing on Netflix. Yeah, she basically plays the main star. And they continued off of her cartoon series, that series she did, the anime series, but later, and continues after that, her wandering. It's really cool. I recommend go check it out.
It was a good show then?
I think it's called Black Lotus. Blade Runner Black Lotus.
Black Lotus?
But, yeah. But like I said,
Give it a look.
this kind of fell off. This is the third volume of the character. They bring back the character from Blade Runner Origins in here, Cal, and the last time I saw him, he was in his 40s. Now he looks like he's in his 70s on retirement, and just his character was much more interesting than the main book. Let's say that his spinoff character he had was a lot more interesting. So, haven't read this yet, so maybe this will be turned around. There's only 2 issues left. It's got to have a great climax at the end, right? You know, I mean, hopefully, because I've been spending all this money on it. So,
Well, we do have this, which it has all the different versions of it, which is the final cut, the original theatrical cut, the international cut, and the director's cut on it. So
does it come with the gun?
No, but it comes with a little action figure.
I meant like the Blade Runner gun, not a gun to shoot yourself. No.
Yeah, I know, but no, no.
Well, like some might say that's a plus if it comes with a regular gun. So,
I mean, I'd probably buy one.
So this is maybe my number 10. I continue the story with a different character. This time it's a female instead of a male, and this is her friend or partner who looks like Howard the Duck, in a sense. Here's some of the interior art. Just ran out of time. I chose to read one of my other books. I'll be up. It's in my top 5 actually. I'll talk about that later. But if you've read the original series, the first arc, it's imagining a world, and pretty much these people called epics are able to basically see the imagination world and then the normal world, and their job is basically to keep the imaginary world from bleeding into the real world as much.
So would you say they live in a world of pure imagination?
Yes. Unlike Marvel DC today.
Who has no imagination at all.
No, but I thought this was really cool. He throws Easter eggs in there. Look at that. That's Spider-Man. He just kind of throws in there.
Web coffee.
Yeah, web coffee. Yeah. Tom and Jerry, obviously. But
okay, that seems pretty creative.
Yeah, except this is a guy from the very first season where he wrote he's basically been Seisman Kudransky. He does the art and the interior. It's called One Man Art Comics. That's his brand, their image. And I've been having fun with this stuff. He wrote a town called Terror last year.
He does a great
there's a lot of dialogue. That's what I'm saying, but it's worth it.
Oh
though.
Wow, that is hefty.
Ooh, Superboy from the 90s. Right, no, not 90s, 80s, sorry. 70s?
40s.
40s. Oh.
Hey, Breen.
Hey, where's that Richmond kid?
He'll be here in about 20 minutes. Ductive. Yeah, detective. Ductive.
Ductive.
Like I said, I'm just looking forward more to this. But yeah, like I said, it looks like a little crime noir story. So
is that number 1?
This story is number 8.
Okay.
It's like I said, it's a new story arc. So I don't know how much it ties into the first arc but it's a different guy this time. It's kind of like it's kind of like for Dial H for Hero if they decided to change people after it's a story and just go this person's now as the Dial and this is their journey.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing like the first trade volume for that came out like a couple of weeks ago or something too.
I liked it, man. It was heart wrenching, and I don't know how much of it is actually based on this guy's real experiences, but his the character he's a 10-year-old boy. He has a really overactive imagination. He can see and communicate with all these imaginative creatures, and you find out that they're not all in his head. They actually are real. It's just like plain existence. He can see. And he lives alone with his mother, and his mother thinks that he needs. Well, people are like, "Oh, he doesn't pay attention. He has ADD or something. He has to go on drugs." And it's like he's just happy to be with his mom and with the creations, and then his mom gets cancer in the middle of this story. It's like, oh, what's going on here? It feels.
Ooh, that's rough.
But the first story, to summarize it without spoiling a lot of it, is it's a guy. he basically his mother dies when he's 12 years old. He ends up being raised with an aunt, cuts himself off with his imagination, and it causes problems because something grows inside him that's evil, and he has to face his inner demons, either save himself and let himself forgive himself because he feels bad. And then
Metaphors.
I know, but it's great though because he brings in
if it's done well, absolutely. Yeah.
I love it because he has such a fantastic art. He brings in characters from Wildstorm. Some of these older Image characters have been. I think Savage Dragon was actually one of the issues. He must have got permission from Eric, or whatever his name is.
Eric Larson.
Eric Larson, but
yeah.
But he has some other characters that pop in here too, like superheroes, battles, and stuff. It was very interesting.
Okay.
All right. Number 9. This is the one I actually did read. Clickbait freaking cover. There is no Barbara Gordon dressed as Batgirl or any Batgirl at all. Bruce Wayne's been in this is issue 2. Bruce Wayne's been posing as a character named Firefly. At this point, Firefly Bruce hasn't fought against him, but he created a false identity called Firefly, and he's been trying to lure out someone. Meanwhile, Madonna, who was supposed to be, rumor back in the day was supposed to be, they're going to have her be as Harley Quinn, is hold this talk show, and they want to get a hold of Arkham Asylum, this guy called Firefly, and why he's going around, and then the guy, her producer's like, well, think about it, you could have a show, you could interview these psychopaths in here, we'll make money. It's like basically it's like like a whole TV syndicate. So basically she goes in there. The guy is running Arkham. Well, isn't Strange? He's Strange. Dr. Strange, you could call him. Hugo Strange is no longer running the thing. The one who's running it is Scarecrow. He is in charge of Arkham Asylum. So meanwhile, people are following and tailing Alfred. So Alfred's going around people, and he ends up basically getting a hold of which would be that's not Dick Grayson. I forgot what his name is, but he was supposed to be Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah. From the
his
first
name was Drake.
Yeah, Drake. Yeah,
Drake was his first name. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's by right 89, but
yeah, it's 89, so it's like it's totally different thing, which I don't mind. It's bad. Basically, Alfred wants to know where's Bruce, because Bruce didn't even tell him, but Robin knows, and he gives him these 3 or 4 names. Something goes wrong, you contact these. If so that's kind of cool though. But like I said, the art's really pretty good in this. I mean, I've been enjoying it, even though she looks like Gwen Stefani more, or Lady Gaga, than Madonna with the hair pulled up. And then of course, everybody knows this actor. Like you can picture his voice.
Is that supposed to be Billy D?
That's the guy from Independence Day, who's nagging Jeff Goldblum. He has a really deep voice. No, not Jeff Goldblum.
The older Jewish guy.
He
plays his father.
No, the assistant. Look again. Look closer at his face. He always had the really raspy voice,
Harvey
Firestein.
Yeah, I don't know what his name is.
Yeah, the guy who played that played Jeff Goldblum's friend.
Yeah, I was trying to talk about this. Maybe we shouldn't do this. Let's call it quits. Yeah.
Oh my god, I gotta call my lawyer.
Yeah. I gotta go tell my lawyer. I never know if he's gay or he's straight. On these characters. I want to see. Rip Torn would not be right. No, Rip Torn's somebody else.
No, Rip Torn's Men in Black. He was dead.
Yeah, but like I said, he plays her producer in this. He's the one that's telling her, you should do this. We could think how much we can make. And she doesn't want to do it. He talks her into it. Like I said, it's not my favorite story, maybe because it's 89. But we get to see her dressing up as Harley Quinn a little bit. The inmates, so she puts on the makeup stuff because they were dressing up too. Don't know what's
close to what Madonna looks like now.
Yeah. Yeah, like an alien. Like I said, it's not the best. I got it mainly because look, they're actually gonna have Barbara Gordon dress up as Batgirl. Nothing. Clickbait. Like I said, clickbait cover.
Mm-mm.
She's not even in the book. Like I said, I was just currently annoying the heck out of me. But we are getting a nice hit webtoon, Red Hood and Outlaws.
Woohoo!
Is that going
Yes.
to be on the WB or the Warner Brothers?
No,
Whatever?
no, it's a webtoon. It's a comic book / manga.
Yeah.
Manga-esque.
Yeah, webtoons is basically comic book. That's same thing as digital first kind of thing. It's gonna go straight to the internet.
But webtoons are usually scroll, right? You can just scroll, or you can just do page.
Yeah, on the webtoons app, you just scroll. Yeah, down regular.
Yeah, which is I guess alright a little bit, but it's like I don't know. It's like they have mangas on there too. So sometimes the mangas are right to left, on there, the webtoons, and some normal ones are in English. It's really weird. It all depends on who's doing it. Drives me nuts. Because I finally get myself going manga. I'm like, hey, I'm not going to read the right to left. I'm like, what are we doing? Left to right?
No such thing as consistency.
Right? All right. Number 8. This is the alternative cover. This is I believe Steve Harris does the alternate cover for this. It isn't listed here, but it's Justice Society of America number 9. And to me, it was kind of like tells you, hey, what's going on in the world right now? Calling everybody together, fair play, giving an update on how the teams are working, how people are being paired together, gives Judy with her father, but they don't have time because they're too busy in Jeremy Adams' book right now. That's why they're not in this book. But I like how Playfair comes in and kind of like gives a talking to Mr. Terrific, says like, you know what, we need to talk to you about this. It's like, but I understand you want to be fair play, but but there's more than fair play, than just all these toys and stuff. He actually was a hero. He went out and did things, didn't just stand there and invent things, And then the reason why he did it, he did because he helped everyone getting their power. I love that little story. He gives a recap, tells them on him, the original one. And then Mark Russell, I saw this with Michael Aldred, and I was like, well, I went from good to just shit in 2 seconds. So it just seems like everybody who can't write is getting a spot. But this whole story was kind of like they're trying to recruit more people, more villains. That's what Helena wants to do. Or Helena. They want to get Harlequin. And he kind of gives them the slip and stuff. You get to see more Power Girl with her boob window, the jugs. It's always a plus. But we actually get see a lot of the heroes. Like so far for me, this book has just been kind of a nothing burger for me. It just kind of and it doesn't help. It's delayed. But I mean, I get to see Hawkman. I mean, that's always a plus too. I need more Hawkman. If you're gonna do JSA, I want it. But probably the best thing in this book is the artist, whoever's drawing this, understands what we want. That is.
Yeah,
nice giving her the proportions. I was like, yeah. And then, of course, the Legionnaire reveals his identity at the end. I'll say that whoever wants to basically read this, I'll let you find out yourself. Because he took his helmet off. I'm like, who? I have no idea because I haven't read all Goyer's and Jeff Johns' JSA stuff, so I have no idea who that kid is. Like they tell you the name, but I'm like, and who are you? Still, it's like Breen tell me it's like who's playing on the team he's playing. I'm like, I still have no idea. All right, number 7 is Blade. Quick summary is that Blade, in order to get back at Donna, because she's ignoring his calls and won't play, he decides to do something that will piss her off, steal the attention away from her, by going into this afterworld sanctuary and just basically kill people and burning it down. So they basically force her hand to come out of hiding. And Doctor Strange is kind of there, shows up. He's like, really? This is your plan? And but yeah, that's basically kind of what it was, But it's just cool to see Hellstrom in here. Satana. Get to see more of her in Marvel. But overall, it's a decent issue. You're muted, Eric.
I'm not talking. So
You keep showing up like you want to talk.
no, I just keep. I'm working on some books, and I'm just if I see an interesting one, I throw it up there.
Hold on.
He just said Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah.
It's I think it's number 7.
Nice.
Anyway, back to my
Right.
back to my labors.
Back to your corner.
That's right. All right, number 6 of the week is Moon Knight. Adventures of Moon Knight. It just seems like I don't know if anyone else is reading this, but it seems like they're all in therapy for every issue. They're trying to get over, like, the psychiatrist is basically talking to Soldier now, and Soldier blames himself for basically he's like, it should have been me that died, not Moon Knight, because now they got this person pretend to be Moon Knight. It's kind of causing problems for them by posing as Moon Knight, and instead we learn that Moon Knight in this area, this town, had a kind of a unspoken pact with all the supervillains around here. He scared them enough to the point where they wouldn't try anything with him, and it's just like his territory. But now this other Moon Knight's just basically attacking all of them. So he's basically says he's scaring them too much to the point where they feel they need to act together and try to go after them. Otherwise, they'll be targeted. They're too scared of them. And
you're not the only one who noticed that every issue has therapy in it.
Yeah, it is great. I love it. But I don't know, man. Like I said, it is cool to see focus on some of the characters. Getting some of these random villains. I don't even remember who they are. But they think they're going against her. They're basically going to attack the Midnight Mansion because they think the Moon Knight's hiding in there. And all this is just basically the Soldier meeting with this villain in the bar with no name, which is kind of cool that Marvel remembered that that bar exists. But I don't know. I just until it actually gets going here, these are just kind of boring issues. I mean, Tiger's drawn nicely. A lot of the art's drawn nicely in here too. At the end, they basically come back and talk to one of the vampires they were in the first arc, and they actually ask him for help. We need your help to locate this Moon Knight poser so we can go kill him. But yeah, like I said, this could be a result of the objective, like the Jed McKay's being stretched too thin, and he wasn't a high caliber writer to begin with. He's getting the Josh Williamson effect.
I love what Richard calls him.
Mid K?
No, Jed OK.
Oh, Jed OK. He is Jed OK. Yeah. All right. Ready to get my top 5 here. Which surprised me because my number 5 is a book that I normally would never make into my top 5 because when I was originally reading it, it was doing towards the bottom of the pile. But this week, it's at number 5. Scorch has been one banger after another lately, and I feel like they're just, once they got rid of the whole take over the world, form the Avengers thing, now everyone, basically anybody who has got powers that was gifted from hell or heaven do no longer have their powers anymore. Their powers have been taken away because the the after effects of basically of Spawn 350 with Spawn's former wife, who's deceased, came from heaven and basically took over the seat of hell. She's on the ruler of hell, and she's basically just kicked everybody out of hell. And so now Haunt has come to play. If you remember Haunt from Image Comics back in the day, about a priest who was haunted by the spirit of his dead brother who was killed, and the organization that killed him now wants to kill him as well, the priest, because his soul is merged with his brother, which gives him awesome, supernatural abilities and a cool looking costume. But now that organization is now taking down all of the Scorch team, basically anybody, and they get a nice shot off their sniper rifle. But luckily, one of them, I believe, is Savior, I think his name is, or Medieval, because Medieval has a helmet. He went to go put his helmet on, forgetting that he doesn't have his powers. He basically has like a helmet of fate, puts it on, and then he's able to get his abilities as a hell spawn. But Haunt is the main star of this, along with Jessica Priest, and Medieval. And Haunt is basically found out because he doesn't get his powers from heaven or hell. He's the only like badass superhero right now that has abilities that can actually help him out and take down this new organization that's being led by a former member of Spawn's team, one that we just learned a couple of issues ago that Spawn had basically killed and murdered because the guy was too murder happy. He was kind of like Joker. And Jason Wind is actually alive. He's running the new corporation that's basically trying to hunt down all the Spawn villains or get and kill them. So, like I said, it's been getting better and better, and I'm kind of happy because I want to keep reading this book. It's only $2.99. If I can be entertained and only paid $2.99, that's a win for me. All right, number 4. God, I need more Claremont. Claremont I've been having fun with this, so I'll probably just go back and start reading the Claremont X-Men run again, at least getting through most of it. Yeah. So basically, with this, you have the Hand they're in Madripoor on island, and they're going to meet this new this other girl. I forget what her name is, but she's in here. They're going to meet her, Tiger, who it's probably not a new character. They're going to meet her at this place, and they realize that the Hand that was attacking this village here, because they give the example of basically Madripoor. There's High Town, and then there's Low Town. And then in the middle, there's a neutral bar, basically where nothing happens. And so they're going to meet her. She has this device, power object that she stole from somebody on the island, and now they're basically about to be attacked. So Logan, knowing everything about the whole island, brings them to the old tunnels down here. They have to stop for a train, and as they're walking, it's the second comic I've had. Wow, everybody's on mute tonight, all at the same freaking time. The camera's off. I can see how it is. I'm just by myself. All right. Anyway.
You're doing such a good job, too.
I know, right? Being by myself. Yeah. Underground, basically, in Madripoor, there's an underground place where all the people hang out. The real people that know the islands, the void, the upside. And they end up getting attacked in there. By I believe his name is they say his name is here, I can't remember the name is Roughneck, I think his name is, or Roughhouse, and then Bloodscream, that's what it is. Yeah, Bloodscream, basically if he touches you, he can absorb your not only your energy, your power, but also your life force, your soul and stuff. So he touches Wolverine, he gets, and because of this, he gets a hold of Steve, absorbs him, and basically takes away Steve Rogers' his super soldier serum. So basically, he's back to being Skinny Rogers, at least for now, momentarily. I mentioned at the end though, but I like seeing the bond between Natasha and Wolverine, and just all three of them working together. So they finally realize they're going out this all wrong. If they want to go get the device and the girl Tiger was kidnapped by the goons, and they're gonna have to send Black Widow in for the next issue, going undercover. So that's the next issue. Like I said, it's drawn pretty well, and I like the dialogue that Claremont's been doing. So it's been pretty good. Here's the art, and it shows her doing the backflips, landing off to the motion. Wolverine still, his healing factor isn't working. He thinks he might be dying, obviously. Which is really weird, though, because in order to keep someone from getting shot, he jumps in the way to protect himself, and he gets shot in the back. But his healing factor, I guess, works, but not all the time. It's not 100% effective if he's still bleeding. But I don't know. I've been having fun with this. I'm always glad they have Claremont, and it just proves to me that Claremont should be running the X-Men. Not whoever the hell they got under now, like Ali Ewing and all these people.
Yeah, they wouldn't bring him on permanent.
I don't know if he'd really want permanent. That's a lot of work, though. if you're at the place where you can actually write just a miniseries and get paid the same amount as you were doing ongoing, I mean, I'd take it. But I don't know. I don't know what they're paying him. Probably not full price, but all right. Number 3 for this week: Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. Banger issue with some awesome art in here too. Like I said, I love the art in here. They draw. They realized that Kong's gone missing. By those who read the previous issue, that Kong was treating Supergirl as the blonde from his movie, or from the King Kong movies, the one he connects with, trusts her and stuff. And Grodd's controlling Supergirl. Superman is still kind of down and out for the moment. Until he's not, and he's gone. So, Lex has got Mecha Godzilla, and the Legion of Doom are kind of pissed off. He's like, don't worry, the Justice League will be dead. He's like, but wait, if Justice League dies, then the monsters come after us next. But it's really cool to get to see Mecha Godzilla piloted by Lex. He figured he's, with Godzilla still chained down below in the trenches, Godzilla is basically not there. And of course, if you've been paying attention, this is a big spoiler. The League has been building their own big giant bat robot, Pacific Rim robot, almost, and it's powered by the Flash on a cosmic treadmill, and then you have what's his name, Cyborg helping out. So, and I love this. You kind of get like the Rock'em Sock'em robots. Of course, all of the other mutants Titans are coming out of the battle. And probably the best thing from this whole entire arc here is when we get to see this: the Green Lanterns form their own mech suit. It's so awesome. Each taking a different limb. Of course, and then we get an upgrade for those who like Robotech. The Batwings transform now, an upgrade. Like I said, this has just been crazy. This is a toy line. Supergirl shows up under control of Grodd, because Grodd's got his helmet crystal. He's got a green kryptonite. He's able to mind control her that way. I don't know how it works if she's nowhere near him and near the kryptonite. So imagine it would reverse, but that's plot holes, whatever. King Kong attacks them. Of course, Guy supposedly gets crushed, and it looks like crack. There's only 3 Ks, so not 4. Sorry, Breen. So we're led to believe that Guy is now dead, but I'll let you. I'm not going to spoil the rest of it. I'll let you guys know what the League of Assassins were doing with the skull, and figure out what's going to end. But I mean, this has just been a fun issue, and I would love to see this as an animated thing. I remember they had the Batman animated movie that actually had the giant mech bat suit, because somehow Killer Croc became like the size of Godzilla. It was kind of funny, but it was a kid's thing. All right, number 3 for this week is James Bond in space. This is awesome. The Snake is awesome too, because the Snake has a play in this whole entire issue at the end, which is awesome. Like I said, this is Garth Ennis with Bond being Bond. Moneypenny getting over her head too. Bond's in space trying to figure out more about this program that was stolen, the tech. Moneypenny takes this guy home and actually has to defend herself. It's pretty cool. Lead scientist gets taken out in space, and then she goes after Bond during the spacewalk, and she's gonna like stab him, but something else happens because Bond planned for this. He's like, it's 50-50. Either this guy was the villain or you were the villain. So after the other guy died, he planned for her death. But Moneypenny threw a grenade at the guy. She's like, let me go freshen up. You like toys? Because they're about to have sex. So she makes an excuse to go in the bedroom and grab the grenade and throw it in there. Moneypenny is get a nice little moment. But of course, here's your hair with the screwdriver. And because I hate the fact that Breen is freaking muted and not have his camera on, because Breen knows what screwdrivers mean when it comes to wrestling. And Don Callis getting shanked in the forehead. But
now, since with him being in space, his Jaws up there with him?
Nope. But there's animals. They're in space and planning on her basically betraying him. He throws a venomous snake in her suit.
Different Jaws.
And yeah, he's like, I figured, yeah, he said, totally, I figured you would. He's like, oh, my, how did that get there? And he's like, good. And she's like, I'd like to tell you is because you're the only interesting enough, you're only one interesting enough to be suspicious, but I checked. Your tour of duty here matches Vickers almost to the day. So just a process of elimination. Speaking of which, you're going to want to start talking. Who assigned you to watch him? Why? What else is going on? Quick as you like, Miss Hotchkiss. Because I don't know the exact effects of zero gravity on Venom, and I love that. That scene, he's like, "Yep." At the end of this is fucking awesome. Yeah,
Adam.
Did you see that the screwdriver she had? She just got a Don Callis.
Yes.
But it's all because they had freaking animals. You're testing them in zero G to see what they how they react to this. And of course, the venomous snake in there is like, oh no, I know what he's gonna do. That's great. I love it. Better than Moonraker. Of course, this leads me to my number one this week. Was Cobra Commander. I just had more fun with this. I love Bond with Bart Garland doing this. I know, and I would love to see that actually be a movie, that version, without being tainted by the today's wokeness and social ESG crap. But the last we checked on, basically, we were down the swamps of Florida. Cobra Commander was being pulled down by the gator. He found basically test wreck energy down the swamps there. We get to the Refniks in there basically, and they're talking, and a update. One of the guys comes in there, basically takes him hostage, and I love the whole thing is that Commander basically plays them all against one another, and basically outsmarts them. And one of the guy draws, like, what your problem is, you just keep it a happy face, put a smile on your face. So he takes his blood out of they've been torturing him, just draws a smiley face on Cobra Commander's helmet, which makes it even more creepy throughout the rest of this. And it's just so much fun. We finally get to see who the big dude is underneath all that stuff. He rips his clothes off, his flesh off, and see his true form finally. And dude's freaky. Some kind of hybrid. But apparently Energon is inside the swamps, and that's where we go with this. And then at the very end, it's kind of like a Joker thing in a sense. He's just standing there watching the all the pain in its smiley face. Like I said, I've been having fun with this. This has been a joy. And of course, the next issue shows him hiding from the big guy because the big guy and him don't really see eye to eye. And it looks like Cobra Commander is gonna basically betray Cobra Law. But that's my number one. Other ones I did pick up that included there because Walking Dead, this is a reprint. These aren't new. Been having fun with this. And I'm not sure which part of this is.
Now, that's the 60s, isn't it there, Breen?
Oh, you're talking Breen, yeah. That's the Tales of Suspense. That'd be like 1950s.
60s. That's the second. The second Black Widow.
Cool. But yeah, this is after Alexandria fell. That's what it is. To remember it, but that another fun issue though. All right, just a few more things. Got the facsimile. Gonna read it. So
I actually have the actual real version of that.
I'm glad for you. Do you know how much it's worth?
couple bucks, probably or more.
More than a couple bucks. According to Breen, it's like $60 a piece.
Really?
What's that?
This
Patch number, Wolverine number 1.
Oh no, that's the mini series. That no, that's not it.
Oh,
either way,
I
I've
have
never.
that one too.
Yeah.
This series, the first issue is worth over $100, and then the other ones are worth. I think they're now down to 60.
I have all 4 of them.
Yeah. Like I said, problem is that I don't really see these in my shop. So even if they are $1, that's great. I can't get them for $1 or $2 because nobody has them in the stores. And when they do get them, because it's a number 1, they jack the price up. So, and then got this one. Even though there's nothing really special about this. Really, I was looking it up. There's nothing really. He's got the black costume on, but he had the black costume before. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I bet you the only thing I can think of is a self-insert by Tom DeFalco was writing this at the Daily Bugle because you get tired because Jonah keeps making him want to change the handle line, and he gets upset. Right there, that's your self-insert. That's Tom DeFalco. Supposed to be. Otherwise, it's not even a key issue, so I don't know why it's a facsimile. The one before this had the rose, but I don't know if this is supposed to be leading into gang more. But I know that the Hobgoblin was thought to be dead. Hasn't resurfaced yet. Jack-o'-lantern is the main villain in this. Still love the art though. This is who is the artist in this? The Rick Leonardi. I always forget about him. I'm not sure what else he did other than this, but probably some more. All right. And then because I can't resist these things when they have this Breen Treasury Side edition.
Yep.
So that came out, and it's $15 for reprint. I didn't care.
Yeah, I bought that new when it came out. It's about 4 months into the hobby for me. It's like early 76.
Yeah, so I have the hardcover bound collection with all these stories in there, but I was like, this is cool. Get Treasure Size. And I got the Treasury Side bag and board for like 65 cents. So it's kind of cool. I was so glad I had to buy like the whole bag, a bunch of bags, and a bunch of boards. If anybody's in the chat, you can say hello other than Marania and Evil Black Cat. It seems like you guys just kind of went away. But trades this week. Many hours are Iron Man. Trades at my shop are all half off. This was $16, so I got it for $8. And it's cool. It's a cool stories in here. So, Klaus in the back also has blueprints in the back for War Machine's armor. Red Sonja Volume 2 collection of the Roy Thomas stuff with Frank Horn. So, got that. I got Volume 3. They didn't have Volume 1. I was kind of mad, but right. And then I also got this, the Green Lantern little collection here. Green Lantern Stories Chronicles, Volume 1. And then includes Showcase 22 through 24, Green Lantern 1 through 3, the Silver Age. All in old school newsprint. So, Menace of the Giant Puppet. When did I have to read this with Puppet?
Nice. Puppet time.
Fun stuff. Power Man and Iron Fist collection here. Volume 1 Epic Collection, 48 through 49, and Power Man Iron Fist 50 through 70. So there's a lot of cool stuff in here. Yeah. Smart. But I had fun reading that. And then ended off with some DuckTales. From this is the what's it called? Gemstone. Late 80s, early 90s, I guess. Love the art. Doesn't want to really focus, but And then I got another one here too, collection. This one has Marv Wolfman though. I thought it was really awesome. Marv Wolfman DuckTales. Yeah. So that's it for this week for me.
You have a request in the chat, Bo.
The DuckTales Maranya? I don't know if you'd like the McDuckTales. As it is, that trade has been up over on I Love Comics on the auction. You could have got it anytime you want to do from E. But who wants to go next? Step on down. The price is right.
I guess I can.
All right.
Does that mean that I got to get into a fist fight with Bob Barker?
You'd lose. That
Yeah,
guy kicks ass.
Even in the condition he's in now, I think I'd still lose to him.
He tie you to the wheel and then spin the wheel.
The price is wrong, Bobby.
So I've got 5 and a kind of a special back issue. And
We all
these
have
are-
one of those.
Yes. Especially since I'm military, I have a lot of back issues. But these are pretty much in no particular order, just because I've only read 2 of them full, and the rest of them, one of them halfway. Napalm Baby number 1. Oh no, Napalm Lullaby number 1 from Image. It's by Rick Remender. So I thought I'd check it out. It's really kind of interesting so far. Not quite positive what it's about, but they have a wonderful line in here that says, if you sit on your hand until it falls asleep, it feels like a stranger. And that's never thought that's a line that I'd see written in a comic book.
I know what it is. Yeah.
Yes, I know. No, that's exactly what they're talking about too.
Book's already a 10 out of 10.
Yes. And they've got just a couple of nice little shots there, but then we have Critter number 1 from Antarctic Press. It says the second best superhero comic book in the universe. Wasn't bad. This is the one that I've actually finished. Number 3. Oh,
If Breen keeps looking down and he's not paying attention, I might just full screen him the whole entire time.
Do it.
I don't think he's listening.
He is listening right now. I can see his mouth moving.
But that's fine. Full screen him, man. That'd be kind of cool. But because he's a lot more interesting to look at than I am. So
we need Clint in his kittens that he had on yesterday and today in the stream. We literally had an I Love Comics. He his camera on his cat who had kittens. That's all the box was. I was just showing was the kittens. but
sorry, I just had. Okay, then.
I want to see if he's paying attention.
Then number. Yes, that's he's like one-upmanship. I've got the ace here. Number 3. Talk about a case of false advertising.
If you really thought he was going to be in there,
no, I don't. But I walked in there and the guy. This is the one box, that was in my pull box. They knew to get me the Shatner one, and it's actually pretty good. It's got it's a one-off story, just like I guess in between story arcs.
Joker, Silver Age,
yeah. With
Lex.
Instead of Batman and Superman teaming up, it's Lex and Joker, and it's actually kind of funny.
I passed on the book. I read it, but I was like, eh.
And it was kind of entertaining a bit, don't you think? I mean,
well, I would have rather had Dan Mora doing the art for the bigger story like that. The Silver, Joker instead of Steve Plu, whatever his name is. But
okay, number 2. Like I said, these are all in no specific order. So number 9, and since you've already discussed that one as well,
We can
Number
still give
3.
your thoughts on it, if you.
I haven't read, like I said, the only one that I've actually read all the way through was World's Finest and
Mhm.
Twitter. I'm halfway through Napalm Lullaby, and all the rest of them I haven't read yet. So
Okay. Yeah, there was a new Ram V book came out this week too.
yeah, that's a pass.
You don't like Pacific Rim?
No, no. But I did realize something today.
It's your old?
Well, I've known that for a long time, but there's one of them there was a Godzilla comic out, and I just realized why some people don't like Godzilla.
Well, depends what version you're talking about.
Well, I mean,
For me personally, but I mean, I can
because he's,
understand.
I mean, some people really like him, but other people don't because he's a kaiju.
You're wrong, dude. You're wrong.
Wrong.
No. Bro.
Hey, I didn't say it wasn't me.
You come to my channel
Oh,
on the day of my stream, and you
Joe.
make that joke.
Joe,
Yeah.
these days the word is bruv.
Yeah, bruv.
Bruv.
It must be a
Okay.
British thing. I'm guessing.
Until I said until the next season of Bosch, then it's back to brother.
Yeah. We don't do bro anymore because screw Matt Riddle.
And I gotta say, Glenzer, I stopped filling them out, and I wouldn't have checked until tomorrow anyway, because I got tired of getting pissed because two teams that I couldn't name a player on played each other, and I picked the wrong winner. So I finally learned to just not do them and just enjoy the game.
There you go.
Okay, and then hey, at least you filled one out. I haven't
I haven't for 2 years.
If I was trying to do a bracket, I'd be doing what you did, but with every team because I'd have no idea about any teams. I just go Ducks the whole way, and I don't know any players on there. But my one back issue is this one, but it is the squirrel cover.
Yeah, faux cover. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wraparound on top of it too. Full Jackson for this thing, which Ike's, but it's still nice to have.
$20 for that. I'm like, I'll go for 15 for the non-foil.
Ooh.
And the bag came with it, so I just need to go buy a board. But
see, mine didn't come with a bag. I had to buy the bag and board separate for 65 cents, but that was okay.
usually that's the case, with the Black Label ones. I have to do them, bag and board separate. But this one actually came with a.
Was that Sonic? Is that Sonic the Hedgehog book you just put away, Breen?
50th a variant for issue 50, $100 variant
for what, like this current IDW?
This is like last year.
Oh, okay.
And it's already at $100.
Wow.
Holy shit! First issue of Foremost. Wow.
All right. Anything else to show?
Nope.
Mr. Joe Geekeasy or Geekeasy Joe.
Joe's Geek Show.
Joe's Geekeasy.
Yes.
If you guys combine your names together and just call
That's gonna be after the wedding.
Geekeasy Joe. I guess Joe is busy today.
Joe.
I don't know. Yo, Joe. And our other guy is kind of Zach said he just got home.
Wow, this is $3,300 in mint.
Which one is that? Hold on. I'll just full screen. You can show the books you're putting pricing.
That's the first issue of Foremost. I think I will leave that alone.
Hey, it's Zach.
Hey.
Zach, just in time. You're up.
Oh, am I?
Yep. No time to. Yeah, I can recommend a good dandruff shampoo.
No, I don't need a dandruff shampoo.
I just saw you scratching your head.
No, I hit myself in the back of the head about an hour or two ago. And
why'd you do that? We'd all be happy to do that for you.
I know.
Okay, so because Wednesday is a very busy day for me, I didn't really have a chance to read any of these. I did read one. I read one book.
That's
if you want to know what I think about the rest of these, I will tweet them tomorrow. I normally do like little short one tweet reviews. This is the one that I did read though.
You have 5 books probably, and you can't read all of them.
5 books? No, man, I got like 9. I got
last week he said he was going to get 13, so I knew it was more than
yeah.
5.
It was a big week. I only talked about 5, but it was a big week though. This was This was great though. I did really enjoy this. I did not get the King Ghidorah that I was waiting for, but there was still some really good stuff in here.
I told
The
you
Beast Boy thing in particular was probably the highlight for me. I like the Beast Boy bit.
For me, it was the Green Lantern's form in the mech suit.
The Green Lantern Voltron was also cool. That was also cool. Did we spoil this? Are we doing spoilers?
I did already. I showed.
Okay. Green Lantern Voltron was cool. Yes. Grodd killing Guy Gardner was like out of nowhere. I don't know if he's dead.
Yeah.
But that was just like, wait, what? This is that kind of story?
That's what I said. I was like, somebody other than Batman dies in the Elseworld book?
That was wild. But Beast Boy turning into Kong and then doing his own version of the King Kong ain't got crap on me, like that was fun. That was good.
Yeah, I didn't spoil the end part. Same with JSA book that came out. I didn't
read the JSA book. I'm not going to spoil the ending of this one. There's still this is issue number.
That was 6. There's one more.
There's one more. I don't know if King Ghidorah will show up.
This is weird.
If he doesn't, I'll be upset.
When Green Lantern made the mech suit, all I could think of was, kind of Zach in reading this in church. Because he'd embarrass himself and yelling out, "Yes!"
I was in the church parking lot. Actually,
that's okay. At least you weren't, in the church.
I had 10 minutes, and I was like, "Let me read one of these."
What are you doing there? Hide in a jacket.
No, that would make it look much worse than just reading a comic book. I got the alligator Cobra Commander cover.
Nice.
Because the variants for these don't cost $1 more than they do Marvel and DC. So that's me the next one that I'm planning to read. I did get Madripoor Nights, issue number 2.
Fun series.
Waiting to read that. The other G.I. Joe, the real American hero.
Oh, nice.
That one's nice. I got Superman, Race Against Time to save Lex Luthor. What? I did pick up Dawn Runner number 1, the Ram V book. I saw you actually you did an about face on this. I saw.
I read it and I was like, it's pretty interesting. I just don't understand what's good. What got me is like, this is all but to the very last page. This is Pacific Rim. This is Pacific Rim. It's all.
It is. Oh, reading the synopsis or the solicitation, it sounds like.
At the end, you find out when she finally hooks up, goes in the machine. You find. I mean, so I'm not going to tell you at the ending, but it was just saying something happens. I'm going to say that.
Is it a thing that's like, oh, this is not from Pacific Rim?
This is where the Pacific Rim ends and something new starts.
See, I can dig that. I like Pacific Rim, but I don't want just another version of Pacific Rim. Well, because really Pacific Rim is just a version of Independence Day.
They have mech pilots, but they only have one person each suit.
Just one person, not two? Yeah.
Yeah. Which kind of, I was like, this is a letdown. You should need 2 for how big that is.
Look, this was me about an hour ago. That's how I felt. I was like, oh, my head.
That's how I felt after reading the whole entire McKay book.
We got The World's Finest, 25th issue. I just think about this. Remember when they used to do oversized and make a big deal if it hit 100? Now we do it for 25. That's a little sad. That's extra commentary.
That's DC would cancel at 25.
That's true. Actually, how many books was that? That was 1, 2, 3. That was 7. No, that was 8. Okay, so this is number 9. I got the cover that I wanted.
I got it too. It was there. I was like, woohoo.
Yeah, I'm gonna be trying to get all these Tony Harris covers. They're just gorgeous.
Yeah, that's his name. Tony Harris. I can remember what his name was.
Tony Harris. Yeah.
I thought it was Steve Harris. Then I realized that's Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's the good character from Stranger Things. Yeah.
It's like only good character.
But that's it. That's my pull list for this week. That was not a hangover. That's more fun. This was getting hit in the back of the head by not a 2x4. It was a little bit bigger than a 2x4, but it was a board of wood. I don't think I have a concussion, but I feel really. This was an hour ago, and it still feels fresh. So
kind of groggy.
Maybe I shouldn't have driven home. I don't know. But I made it.
Quick! Tell me your social security number and your bank account and your PIN, just to make sure you don't forget it.
Oh, hey, there's Joe's here.
What's up, Zach?
You've been here this whole time? Maybe I really do need to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Say it like Sam. Say it like Sam.
I've been in and out.
Say it like Samuel Jackson. I've been here the whole time.
Motherfucker.
Joe, do you got anything to show at all?
Joe doesn't do floppies.
Yes.
Okay.
No floppies. No floppies.
By the way, this is dumb though. I mean, I say dumb. You have the card stock variant, and then as soon as you open it up, there's the regular.
I know. It's I don't understand that.
It's like the variant is a dust jacket now. But anyway.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, so I got 3 books that I got earlier in the week that finally arrived from in-stock trade. So first off, just because I like Power Rangers stuff, I thought I'd give that Ranger Academy book a try. And the first thing I thought when I saw this is, oh my gosh, this thing is tiny. Like, I mean, standard trade paperback right here.
What was the audience buying it?
Well, I mean, what is it? After reading this thing, I'm like, okay, this must have been like YA target audience or something, because it has standard size comic book issues and singles.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why they just wouldn't make a regular size trade.
I read that first issue, man, and I was just like, this is so weird. It's like Power Rangers Legacy.
I mean, it's definitely like, I definitely found it to be a very interesting read. But most likely, I'm not even going to read volume number 2 because this book itself just didn't really do it for me. But the concept is that, there's a school out there where you can learn how to be a Power Ranger, sort of like Power Rangers crosses with Harry Potter. And like I said, it's very YA focused. So a lot of dialogue, a lot of talking. And the things I go into for a Power Rangers book are, of course, morphing, giant monsters, explosions, and robots fighting said giant monsters. You get none of that here.
That threw me off because that's the one thing I told about the whole entire series. Is when they started with Zordon was like who brought all the Rangers together. Like when they started doing the other series, I was like, is he just saying, that team failed. Let's get a new team. Like he wasn't leading the rest of the other ones, if I recall correctly. At least the ones I did watch, like the ones in space or time.
After Power Rangers, it was in the middle of the Power Rangers Turbo season where Zordon was like, okay, I'm outie pretty much. And then they got in another character, Demetria, who, Turbo was just like a failed season, like overall. Yeah. And then from in space up, mentors kind of came in and out, but Zordon as a mentor was completely gone by that point.
Because I thought Zordon ran the team. That's what I thought it was the whole thing. He's in charge. And then he just says like I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of gave the Rangers some ideas here and there, but for the most part, he wasn't Jason called the shots, originally, and then later, of course, Tommy.
I think the one is like this, so the most, if I recall correctly, was Time. The Time Rangers.
Time Force?
Time Force is the one I had to school and stuff like this. I think that was...
No.
One of them had a school.
You're probably... Yeah, the closest one I can think of is probably Power Rangers SPD, where they were trained to be police officers, so they were basically... Police Academy plus Power Rangers. Yeah. So they got that. But yeah, I mean, this book takes place in the future and stuff like that, and also all the other Power Ranger series have already happened and stuff. But I was just the entire time thinking to myself, is anything of interest going to happen? I mean, there's definitely some interesting story concepts in here. It's just the execution of said concepts aren't enough to keep me interested and keep me reading.
To me, it'd be more interesting if somebody, or at least somebody, because if you want to do a legacy, something like that in the future, in the Power Rangers Museum, they stumble across an actual morpher, something, that, and they actually have to use it, and they have to battle against new villains. So you have a future version of the Rangers,
well, I mean, they got a team like that. That's sort of the Rangers of Tomorrow in the comic books now, which is Power Rangers Hyperforce. Yeah, which is actually they had a story in the most recent Power Rangers Call to Darkness book. They were the second story, and that was actually really fun. They actually did some really good tying into the current comic book series with certain characters and stuff. But yeah, this book just did not hit where I wanted it to hit, because again, when I go into Power Rangers, I want to see morphin monsters, explosions, and giant robots.
It's the cover for me. It's diversity.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I looked at too is you got this character here in the middle, And when
I
you
care.
when you actually open up the book and you meet that character the first time, okay, if you had to guess,
That's a girl.
Girl, right?
That's
No.
totally a girl. And that
Wrong. No, there's actually a biological male who goes by they them pronouns. And
Oh,
yeah. And then when you meet other guys, there's other guys in the story too, right?
Yep.
Let me see if I can pull it up. So I'm trying to pull it up.
Caveman Academy. That one's for Brain
Yeah.
Situation.
So this character right here, he's a boy in the story.
What?
Biological. Yeah.
I'm just done with all the inclusiveness and stuff.
And then, but if you want if you want a guy, like, straight hardcore, okay, this is a man right here, right? He's the
Look at
angry
that
toxic-
goatee.
He's the angry toxic one.
his name's Carlos, and he likes taquitos and
Well,
Taquitos?
he can't be toxic because he's not white. So if he was white, he'd be toxic.
well, that's
Oh,
what I'm saying.
yeah, that's
They're
true.
racist against people who aren't white. That's all.
I mean, they kind of treat him in the story as fairly toxic and stuff like that, but it's just the book itself, like I said, it's got some interesting concepts and ideas. I like the idea of a Ranger Academy, the idea of like training to be a Power Ranger and all that stuff. It's just the execution of what came about it, like it didn't hit for me. Even if the next volume actually had morphing and Zords and stuff like that, just the way the story is told, I just don't think is functional.
It makes sense because if you watch Voltron, the Legendary Defenders, that was on Netflix through DreamWorks, the Blue Lion Pilot was always considered the toxic male because he was the most alpha.
He wasn't the alpha, the black one. The black
Pilot
guy.
of the red. You mean Pilot of the Red Lion, Lance?
Lance
I would say.
Lance did the Blue Line.
Lance? No.
No.
The blue lion was. He
You
was
probably
the- I
thinking.
thought that was the-
Because in the Legendary Defender show, they did some switching around where Lance was originally in the blue.
Yeah.
And then he switched to the red when Keith left.
Yes.
And then Keith went to the Black Lion, and
Yep. Yeah.
Aurora went to the Blue Lion.
Yeah. So Lance was considered, even though he was not white, but they made him into the toxic male. So he's all about babes and being cocky and being like, I'm the badass, like it's just like, yeah. I thought that was kind of interesting. They did that for the character, but
yeah. But that's just that book. It's like I said, I'm probably not gonna read volume 2. It's like there's better Power Ranger books coming out right now.
Is there? I haven't seen any.
Well, I mean, the original, the Power Rangers Recharged has actually been really fun. Like that book's like going full scale right now. I mean, it's like Rita Repulsa's back. She's bringing just war down on Earth, and it's actually pretty that's actually pretty good. And the Power Rangers called the Darkest Trade was actually also a good read.
Is that the one where she now has like superpower? She's like super powered,
yeah. Her name's now Mistress Vile in the universe, and she's just like all like souped up, like super dark powers and stuff like that. Even
she's
said
the
Lord
power of
Zenpak
Grayskull now. Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, it's just Skeletor got the sword and stuff like that.
Well, that's Master of the Universe. Remember that? A Skeletor got the power up because had the power. I am the control. I am a god.
And then I also got this one I haven't read yet, but I'm looking forward to it, which is the Radiant Black volume number 5.
Oh, the Image of Power Rangers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is the catalyst, start of the Catalyst War apparently. So like the aliens that I guess like either created or had the Radiance. What is it? Yeah, they're coming to Earth because they're like, we don't want other people to have.
Thanks, Rhaegar. You're at the bottom of people that I expected to show up.
No, dang.
On a Wednesday, and we're pretty much already done.
Yeah. But yeah, Radiant Black, that's a series I've been enjoying immensely and stuff like that. I'd say the first volume's pretty slow, but then from volume 2 on up, it picks up and like really gets going. So I'm really interested in continuing that series. And then last thing I got this week finally came in the mail. Boom. Ultimate Spider-Man, Death of Spider-Man Omnibus.
That's pretty.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to reading this, but I can't read it just yet because there's still an Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 4 that needs to come out. I think it's coming out in like August or September before I can finish reading the series. Because I already read Volume 3. So
Is that collected of him being alive, or is that Miles taking over?
So this book, it's basically the finale. It starts off with the finale of Peter Parker's storyline, where the first few issues is like his death of storyline, and then it goes into the Ultimate Comics Avengers versus New Ultimates, which is the 6 issues of that, and then you get the 6 issues of Ultimate Fallout.
Man, I never knew that Norman had the firepower.
Oh yeah, he's like this is the ultimate Green Goblin.
Green Goblin.
He doesn't throw pumpkin bombs; he throws fireballs.
I'm obviously making a firepower joke. Kirkman.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to reading that, and then that's it. And my next set of books aren't supposed to come in. They'll probably come in.
I really don't know which version of Norman I like. I like the Norman from the original comic books dressing in the comic costume, but I also like the dragon retransforms, mutates in that. And just
I mean, I've always got a soft spot for the ultimate version of Green Goblin because like I mean he's a little bit like the Hulk, but
he loses control.
He's just so freaking cool. And in some ways, I think he's even like slightly more demented at times than standard 616 Norman.
Like I said, I like the whole. I love
throwing the fireballs is really cool, and I think it is a way to kind of like also pump up Norman as being like a bigger threat than the 616 version at times, just because he's got all that extra power and whatnot. So watching Spider-Man actually beat him up is visually it's cool.
It's one of the reasons I like the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, because when they him and Miles team up against it, he's like actually no, it wasn't Ultimate Spider-Man. It was weird.
It was like Spider-Man Web something. No,
the one where Peter Parker with 616 comic book gets thrown into the Ultimate world, and he meets Miles, and then he meets the Green Goblin, and they have to go against him.
Oh, they're the what is it? Spider-Man, the Spider-Man comic from.
It might have been. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It's been a while, but I thought it was actually kind of funny, like seeing like him meeting it, and then they have to go up against Norman, and it's like, he's a dragon. What the hell?
Yeah, that was I believe that was the first time they met up with Spider-Man.
Yeah,
before they decided to fold Miles over into 616.
Yeah, and then they had, what was the other one of the cartoon series where they actually had Peter and Miles going against keep away from Norman when they was doing the multiverse jumping. If you watch that cartoon.
Yeah. That
he was going across the multiverse.
Yeah, wasn't that the last season of Ultimate Spider-Man?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he meets the female Peter world where everybody's gender flipped, and then he has the noir and all that stuff, the black and white. So I don't know. The show I like that show, even though people are like, I love Spectacular Spider-Man. I'll die in that hill and murder anybody.
I mean, Spectacular Spider-Man was a great show. I mean, I can understand why people cite that as like their
animation.
favorite.
If they'd done a better with the animation instead of giving him the creepy Coraline eyes. when he's out of costume, I would have liked it more.
Spectacular Spider-Man's animation is fantastic.
Ultimate I like
Spider-Man's is boring.
Wouldn't you say the Spectacular Spider-Man's animation is spectacular?
Yeah.
Yes, I would.
Yeah, I mean, Ultimate Spider-Man is just like that show is just it's just a different flavor. It's just more of like that goofy, like light fun kind of deal. It's definitely more, I'd say, kid friendly. Anything else?
Where can you go to stream where a guy's gonna eat cereal on stream while we're talking?
I wish I was eating cereal. This is soup.
Is it really? Mm-hmm.
It's chicken noodle.
All right.
Is it for your soul?
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that's 3 books I got this week.
Show me more books, Breen. What have you been grading?
Sorry, kids. We're going to this week. Number 5. Pop's Chocolate Shop of Horrors.
I almost picked that up.
It was better than the last couple that I've flipped through, but I would say this is mid.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't bad, wasn't great. Probably could have used the story from Joe. Number 4, Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft. This one just kind of moves the story along. Nothing all that important happened in this.
Is the interior art been good?
It's all right. I mean, it's good enough for 2024. If that kind of tells you, it's
So it's cartoony.
a little bit. But it also just not. It's just not that great.
The cover's decent though.
Yeah.
Well, anything with her on it is
To me, it's like it's the case for me when I tried to read Savage Red Sonja, and they had Dan Penigen doing the writing, who should have been doing the art, because the artist and interior was drawing like gargoyles, a level of quality. It was just or you remember the Invincible Red Sonja? How the covers looked amazing, the interior was chibi for him.
I remember the book, but I don't know that I ever looked in one.
And it was Amanda Connor too doing it too, which threw me off.
Number 3, Justice League versus Kong versus Godzilla versus everybody.
versus
This is
All at war.
versus Elvira.
this just continues to serve its function of just being fun.
Yep.
That's all it really.
Gotta love the crossovers.
I want the
tends
toys
to be.
Yep.
And I said,
Oh, they got toys for that?
No, I'm saying I would love it if they did it for the characters in there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
every month it's like, I mean, obviously I don't have the attachment to the monsters and the kaijus and the mechs and stuff like that, like some of you younger folk. But every time I go, oh yeah, there's another Justice League, Godzilla, and then I get and read, I go, oh, that's cool. I'm actually gonna be sorry to see this end.
Like I said, this is for them doing toy stuff, with all that stuff. The Batman giant mech suit should be a freaking Build-A-Figure thing.
I mean, give it time. It could be a thing.
It's definitely
popular enough.
What was the Jurassic League? Felt like a mini series made to sell toys. That's what this feels like.
Well,
It's just like buy a great. You know how like the Marvel Legends figures, you get a character and they give you like a piece to build a bigger one.
Yeah,
like
It's
they
called
could totally
Build-A-Figure.
do that with the Green Lanterns or the giant Bat mech.
Well, yeah. Secret Wars was to sell toys.
That's true too.
I was just going to say the
And-
advent of the events was to sell toys.
Number 2, Superman. We get the final battle between the Lex Luthor Revenge Squad and Superman and Lex, and I said it's again entertaining. I like where he goes, "Are you a changed man or not?" And then he goes, "Fine." And the flashback to when they were kids, I didn't care about that because that will never, in the post Burn era, that will never not bug me. But
Right on.
it is what it is. And like I said, but it's I'm sure there were people expecting Lex to turn heel in this issue. It didn't happen.
Nope.
So again, I said until they have to go back to the status quo, I'm in, because I said I like this idea. And so I said for now,
using Parasite was clever too. I love that.
Yeah, I mean this version's kind of goofy, but it fits for now. And you saw the foreshadowing for the event, and it's unfortunate the topic didn't come up Saturday. The one thing I actually wanted to talk about, but we couldn't get past the X-Men, was that Brainiac,
The House
Planet
of
of
Brainiac.
Brainiacs, where the fuck it is.
I'm actually looking forward to that.
I'm reading 2 books, and that stupid event is going right through both of them.
Well, it's a Superman story.
I know. I
makes
don't
sense.
care.
I don't want to read Action
Wait,
Comics.
what's the other one? Superman, and what's the other
Green
one?
Lantern.
Oh, Green Lantern has
Yes.
a House of Brainiac?
Yep.
Interesting.
I said I'm not invested enough in the DC universe, and I refuse to because it's you know what World's Finest should have celebrated 25 issues of heterosexuality
Yep.
in a DC comic that's rare as a 4-leaf unicorn.
And also with Green Lantern. I mean, what's the first thing you think of when you do Green Lantern? Brainiac, right? That's why he's doing
Well,
it in the.
just-
I don't care about that because I mean, that's what I don't mind when villains cross over into other heroes' territories, but
Mhm.
I just
I
don't
find
care.
it's
Like I said, because
more
now
creative.
I'll probably get the Action Comics because he's writing that too. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, and number one, Punisher. I mean James Bond. This
Snake.
I really like this. And again, it shouldn't be something you point out and go, "Wow, that's refreshing." But you had Moneypenny was getting ready to hook up, and you know damn well if this had been almost any other series not done by Gage or Daniel Warren Johnson, it would have been with another woman.
Yep.
And I said, seeing a heterosexual hookup, and then would have been another one, but everybody was turning on everybody else. And I thought that was very clever when she goes into the back. I got something here to surprise and throws the grenade in.
And then he pulls, and you see him doing the the Chicken Man. Like, and he's still alive. His face is blown off.
It's like she had to do the what was it?
Pillow.
Yeah, it was almost like he was the Barracuda from Punisher. It's like, man, what's it take to kill this guy? So she,
He takes the pillow.
and I thought it was clever what Bond did to Hotchkiss, and
Oh yeah.
I'd say this is a fun series. Not great, but it's very entertaining. And
Sometimes that's all we need comics to be.
That's if I get that, I take that as a win now. So that's
Yeah, Bond killing a girl. Anybody else writing that? No, that would have been it wouldn't have been killing a girl.
Yeah, this one's not following the new rules of comics, and I like that.
Because she has pink hair, and he kills her.
All the she should be shot just because she's got pink hair.
But I like the fact that Moneypenny is being an active field agent, which is kind of in line with the movie they did. Or not Moneypenny. Who was in the last Bond movie? Was it Moneypenny?
Are you talking about the woman who was in Captain Marvel? That wasn't Moneypenny.
No. I'm thinking of the last one.
Moneypenny was
It wasn't her. She wasn't the active field agent. It was another girl.
Yeah, that was like 00, the new 007.
Yeah, I thought
Moneypenny.
Then she gave it back to him, though.
Yeah,
I thought they did have Moneypenny as.
Oh,
an
is that the
agent.
one where she's driving the motorcycle and he's riding side saddle on it
I don't
like a little
recall.
bitch?
I can't remember what it is, but I mistook it because I thought Moneypenny was the new 00, but I realized that it wasn't.
No, that was a different actress.
I also saw that the first volume of Tales from the Crypt, from the soft cover series that came out today, and I said I can't recommend any of those ECs high enough. That's the best $20 you can spend in this hobby right now.
Man, my shop still has a stack of the Superman versus the Klan, the modern version. He's got like 20 of them on the shelf. No one's gonna get them. Same with the other shop had a stack of all the penthouses. it's like I was like, nope.
There's only one reason you get Penthouse, and it's not for some weird story.
Well, that it's like buying Playboy for the articles.
It's always about the articles. There's
What
nothing
did
else
they
interesting in
do
those.
to make them woke? I heard that's what did they?
I heard Playboy had stopped having naked women.
No.
Yeah,
the Penthouse comics.
Yeah. The interior art is one thing was very cartoony art. I'm not sure exactly what they did, because I didn't pick it up, but I think Undead Quinn is the one that picked it up or was going to pick it up. Somebody in their chat, remember when it came out? Was
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And Jeff, I'm gonna kind of defend Playboy's decision at the time because that came about after you could go on the internet and find all the naked women that you can handle or both handle. See what I did there? But
Yes.
So they tried something, outside the box. It didn't work, but that probably had as much to do with the fact that print has one foot in the grave and the other one on the bed.
Wasn't it also during the height of the Me Too stuff?
Yes,
Might have been.
Yeah, might have been.
Because I know that the son took over and the son did that, but eventually
No,
he
I thought
realized
his daughter ran it. No,
Wasn't it after Hefner died?
Christine ran Playgirl forever and then took over as Playboy. Yeah, so that's I don't know. Like I said, it didn't work. They went by. Does that even
Sales
exist
dipped.
anymore?
Playboy.
Yeah,
It's still coming out. I don't buy it. I mean, obviously, but it's still coming out. All the hustlers and all the other things are
Well,
still.
since there really aren't any newsstands anymore, where do you buy them?
the
Shell
sex shops.
Random Shell gas stations. I'll come.
And while we're at
Yeah.
where can you buy baseball cards now?
My comic shop does sports cards.
My comic shop.
I was gonna say comic shops a lot of times will still sell sports cards.
Yeah,
Ours don't. But I mean, because when I was a kid, any drugstore you went into or any convenience store, they were sitting on the counter. There's a part of me every year that kind of wants to get a couple packs of baseball cards, but
yeah. So if you're talking about new ones, the Dollar Trees have them.
really,
Yeah, they have
and
the
our
top.
shop has.
The Topps cards. But if you're looking actually like older cards, like
no,
collector
if
cards,
I want older cards, I can go into the next room.
oh
And see about 200,000 of them. But
yeah, I'm just saying that's where the newest stuff is. The Topps, Dollar General.
I'll have dreams where I'm trying to find baseball cards and I can't find them. And I'll
My
also
wall
have
is
dreams,
empty.
I'll have dreams where I'm trying to, get beer, and I never do. It's like I'll go into a store and I'm in the cooler and but it's like because I don't drink anymore. I guess that's the point of it.
I had the weirdest
find
dream that Enkelteen sent me on Instagram and on Twitter. Sent me a picture of him standing next to Rob. It's like I actually got to see Rob's face. I was like, yeah, he's a blonde. It's like it's just weird because then I woke up and I was like, wait, did he actually send me a message to show me? Because I was confused. That's all fever dream I had.
Dreaming about trying to find baseball cards may be silly and pointless, but at least I'm not dreaming about Englentine.
I was dreaming about Rob.
Well, that's different.
That's also
with his dreamy voice. Yes. Penthouse was substandard with leftist view stories with boobs and sex, and the black letter said we're gonna move to the PC content.
the back letter.
Yeah.
Not the black letter.
Wow. Why don't you just
He said black letter.
No. Why don't you just say there, we don't want to sell copies?
I don't understand it though, but oh man. Now we're in Voltron format or Power Rangers, we prefer.
No, you'd have to have Geekeasy be a little higher up to be the head. They don't have like a chest version. It's like the two legs, the two arms, and then the head. Right? Or is
For
there one
Voltron.
that's the torso?
Well, I mean, both Voltron and Power Rangers can work because Black Lion serves as the torso and the head.
Oh, okay.
Power Rangers, the T-Rex Zord serves as, again, the torso and the head.
I stand correct.
But don't they all combine into one area though? Or is it just the way the screens are? It's like
Yeah.
it's confusing me when the Power Rangers, when they get in the Giant Zord, or they get Zord, they're all sitting next to each other, they can look and like touch each other.
Well,
like,
because what happens is there's like the little cockpits and stuff like that, and then they like zip, and it takes them like up to the central area.
I know it's
Child. Ever been in a cockpit before?
I actually got to be. Oh, probably haven't told you that. Never mind.
Zach, do you like gladiator movies?
Never gets
No,
old.
sir. I've never been in a plane before.
His what? He didn't want to do that movie. His wife had to talk him into it, saying that it was funny.
Which one?
Peter Graves.
Okay, because I'd say that movie resurrected about 4 careers
Yep.
because Leslie Nielsen had always, acted with a stick up his ass prior to that.
Yeah, he was doing all
Robert
drama.
Stack. God, who else was it? Lloyd Bridges? Yeah, Peter Graves. I mean, that was.
Yep.
I'm sure there was, I think Leslie Nielsen said that his wife had to talk him into it, or somebody talked him into that, and absolutely gave him his second career that he's now. No one knows. I mean, does anybody remember that he was the captain of the Poseidon?
Yeah.
I remember he was Mr. Magoo.
He was also in the very first episode of Thriller.
But
was also in a couple of
Mr.
MASH
Magoo was
episodes.
during his comedy career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, if you look on YouTube, there's an interview, behind the scenes interview of him on Dreka, Dead and Loving It, or Undead and Loving It, and he says I love comedy, I love gags, and he's like when I come on the shows, and I always have he had a fart button, so he's like going to Conan O'Brien, and he's like, you have a fart button, where he's like, it's like I just like making people laugh, it's fun. And he's like, I'm so glad that that I just was able to do this and just be a kid again, and stuff.
Well, if anybody hasn't seen the 6 episodes of Police Squad,
Those were
from
hilarious.
1982, those were so funny, and
It's the end.
and the movies were good. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They actually, speaking of the Police Squad, the movies with OJ, they are actually, that made me think of this. He was actually Cameron's first pick to play the Terminator, but everyone turned him down because they didn't think anyone would believe him being dangerous and a killer.
who was?
OJ.
Oh wow!
I don't know
Little
about
did they
that.
know.
Wow, I've heard that noise in forever, since the 90s.
What?
The price gun noise like that.
Oh, I thought it was a stapler.
No,
No,
surprised them.
it's a price gun.
I wonder if I need to go lay down. It's like I'm hearing staplers. Like, what?
No, it does.
I mean, it kind of sounds like a stapler.
Did you
I
see
don't
the
know
giant
what to
machine?
do anymore.
So, are you seeing a stapler when he holds his hand up, or are you seeing a price gun?
It's gray and it has a red trigger on it. I don't know. I thought it was a Nintendo gun at first. It was like some kind of Nintendo device.
Wow!
Amazing Fantasy.
Amazing.
Amazing Adventure, first issue.
Oh, nice.
He was in Forbidden Planet?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the young heartthrob, and Walter Pigeon was Morbius or Mobius or whatever the hell is one, and Anne Francis was his daughter, and Leslie Nielsen's love interest.
Fancy. I remember Leslie Nielsen more from Forbidden Planet, says Marania.
Well, and he was also the closest he'd probably, I'd say, come to comedy was he was in the original, I think, Tammy and the Bachelor.
Oh yeah, I know Quinn forgot to read off his books he got. His number 1 was Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees. And he has that's number 4. Once again, the drama murder mystery attempts to episode 11. Guess he only has 1 book, or has he got more? That's it.
Wow, not a big week for Undead Quinn. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't mean to start a yawn fest.
They're contagious.
It's your head,
My
I want to say
maybe.
coma, but it's not it. It's your concussion.
I think
I don't
Geeky,
wake up from when I go to bed.
I think Geeky might have one there. He had a problem thinking there.
Zach, are you seriously, having
It's
trouble?
fading now. It's fading. It has lingered a lot longer than I would normally be comfortable with, but I should be okay though. I'm gonna take some aspirin after I get off here.
You know what Jim Henson said? Someone was trying to get him to go to the hospital, and you know what he said?
He said
It's just a cold. No, he said, "Oh, it's just a cold."
just a cold.
Yeah, he said it's just a cold.
Oh, is that when he died?
Yes. So
He
now you're saying,
he had pneumonia.
Well, I don't have pneumonia.
yeah, that stuff sucks. I had walking pneumonia, and it was horrible.
I've had it twice, and I said, when do I get the running pneumonia?
No, you want the sprinting pneumonia.
Wait, Zach has a rash.
Yes,
No, Zach
yeah.
does
You
not
don't want to
have a
ask where it
rash.
is.
Yeah,
Pay
well,
attention, Jackson.
I know this is going to fall on deaf ears, but if you're even 1% concerned, get somebody to take you to the emergency room because it said heads.
Oh, yeah.
Mess with.
Yeah, it's.
No, I
better
know.
to-
My parents live like 5 minutes from here. If something were to go, like, if I wake up like vomiting in the middle of the night.
Yeah, but see, the thing is with something like that, going to bed could be very detrimental to your
Because
health.
that's what they tell you with concussions. They do not.
Stay awake.
They say stay
Oh,
awake.
stay awake.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I'm always going to bed with head trauma.
so if you seriously, if you are, we joke, but if there's any doubt, it's better to go on there and have them go, no, you're good, than
Yes,
to not go in.
But
Well, now
Joe,
he's so scared.
Joe. But
Yeah.
we care about Zach.
Oh, of course.
Well, yeah, Zach's my top 5 guy. If I don't
Who
have
are we
him,
gonna make fun of if Zach isn't here? I mean,
well,
you
we
don't
have
show
you,
up enough, Joe.
Geekeasy.
No, I mean, not trying to
Yeah.
scare. And the idea of interrupting any plans, even if it's to go eat an olive out of a jar, versus going to the hospital. But still, like I said, head trauma.
Yeah, because you may not wake up.
I mean, I've been.
Yep.
You take it from somebody that's been hit in the head with line drives, and I know you make your own jokes out of that.
Yeah, I may. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna stay up about an hour or so just to see how I feel, and if it's still around, I'll probably call my dad up and I'll go to the urgent care or something.
Well, you'll
Good man.
notice, especially if he's like feeling dizzy.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm not dizzy, and I'm not dizzy. My speech isn't slurred.
No, that's
that
it.
you know of.
That's good signs.
So. I know those are like the two of the bigger things. It's just I haven't been clobbered like that in the head for a while, and it was my own stupidity. I just walked into it. It just caught me off guard, and then
Dude,
I don't know. Maybe it's just normal that it lingers like this, but
My dad has shit that's hanging from the ceiling in the basement down there, and of course it's dark because we don't really live. It's not furnished for people living down there. So he had something hanging up in the rafters there. I'm walking down there, I'm like, boom. I'm like, God! It happens to be like 3 times because I always forget it's there, and it's a little metal pole attached to our for a motorcycle stand holding it up.
Oh,
We just got it hanging there, and I always hit it every time. But I mean,
Zach, you got an order.
we got.
I know Jackson said, "What was her name?" Her name was Pine.
And she had wood.
Yep, she had wood. No, she wasn't that. No, she was a real woman or a real piece of wood, not a trans wood.
No, but
Did
the
it-
next one above it is from Mirania.
Well,
She gave
well,
you
my-
an order.
You got to smack the
Okay.
Zach, I know you don't fear any of us, but we all fear her. So
I'll just say, did you hear someone go ho after their thumb up afterwards?
I met him.
No, I don't get it.
It's Jackson. It's yeah.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Jim Jackson. Yeah.
Wrestling?
Yes. WWF. Zach's not one of us. He's not doesn't know the wrestling.
No.
I'm not. I don't watch wrestling. What's the other thing? I don't do Power Rangers.
Wow.
Terrible.
I
Taking
don't like
shots at
lasagna.
Joe as well. Jeez.
I don't like lasagna.
What?
Now
yeah, I
Ryan's
know.
gonna kill you.
Ronnie gave me the 10th
Cross the
degree.
blinds, man.
I think Breen did too. I think Breen threw apples at me for saying that. I can't recall.
Zach, I throw so many apples at you. You're gonna have to be a little more specific.
Hey,
Listen,
listen, did it shock? Was anybody surprised that I did not get the April special from DC, the 8th issue?
Yeah, I was wondering what that was because
Was that
It was
before or after the
six-
head trauma?
No, that was before. It was. I couldn't just. It was $6. It was like $6.99. It's like
This
I
was
ain't
the
got
only
that.
special I got this week.
I
Did
ain't
you
got
hit-
money to spend that
did you
on.
hit your head before or after you got your books?
Oh, this is after. This is like an hour and a half ago, 2 hours. I was at church, so
Oh,
yeah.
it's a
That's why
sign.
you got it. That's why you got hit in the head. Is because you know. It's what happens when someone evil goes into church.
No, you burst into flame when that.
Oh.
happens.
You can't even get in there. There's a force field. I heard.
Right? Yeah, it's just like boom.
Yeah. Her name was Pine. Was her first name Chris?
That would be cool.
Not
So
really.
it's fine. I would take a blow to the head from. Oh, don't clip that. Nobody clip
I
that.
was just gonna say something.
It's like, wait a second. No, abort.
You did that to yourself.
I
And
did.
it's at 140 mark. Okay. Yeah. That's gonna be on one of the shorts. We throw bananas at Zach because he likes them.
Even though
Even with the stink guy for not liking lasagna, I still want you around, Zach. Real talk. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate
Well,
that.
you know, hey, there's always hope that this blow to the head that Zach took might, change some things in his life, and he might actually develop taste for certain.
I might get taste now.
like lasagna.
Good comics, lasagna. Yeah, I mean, there's,
Ooh.
Zach might text us one guy. Man, are you watching AEW?
I can't wait till Izzy starts watching wrestling and reading Power Rangers books.
Hey Zach, I know
And Zach's like we broke up.
in about a month and a half. I know you're not going to be understand this, Zach, but I'm going to be able to tell somebody back that ass up, and they'll know what I'm talking about.
When you hear the beep beep and you see the yellow light, it's usually the girl you want to avoid. I'm just saying.
That's yeah. Sorry about that. I was returning I had a text message, or not a text message, a DM that I was responding to.
Miranda yelling at you.
No, not Miranda. This is my sister. She wanted a tip on a video game.
Don't walk your dog in the rain.
Here's your tip for the video game.
Yeah.
Go on YouTube. They'll show you how to do it.
Right?
Literally, they got rid of all the video game fact sites, game facts, and all stuff, where the people would actually.
I used to live on Game Facts.
Dude, people would write like 15 pages of just word by word, as I play by play video game, how to do things.
When I started playing Fire Emblem, like I lived on that website. Like that's where all the good tips were.
Game Winners was another one. They had all the codes.
Yeah,
like cheat codes stuff. It was awesome. But yeah, so now those websites are like obsolete. Game Winners, I think it's gone. Game Facts, I saw it's still around.
Game Facts might still be. I haven't used them in a long time.
YouTube killed Game Facts because of 2006 when in
because you can just go find all the different tips. Yeah.
So we throw a banana for Zach bad books. What do you throw for Rawhide books?
Oh, did you see? This has nothing to do with bad books. Did you see? Not Jeremy Adams. He retweeted this, but there's an artist working with Jeremy Adams who was showing some sketches of Stephanie Brown, saying that he and Jeremy Adams, I guess, are working on something with Spoiler.
Her being a relationship with Tim Drake.
I don't know if it'll have Tim Drake or not. It was just Spoiler.
Of course it won't.
If it has
Jeremy Adams,
Tim Drake, they'll be clothes shopping together, and that's about it.
I don't know, man. Jeremy Adams, who knows? He might put them back together. He would be the one I would trust to put them back together.
And he would be fired instantly.
Well, no, because they've actually stated that Tim is bi.
No. Bisexual in comics means completely gay.
Yeah.
Because I said the people that everybody's afraid of, who don't exist in any real numbers, dictate how the comic book industry's run. But it also helps their cause that the people that work in the industry are true believers of that shit also.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll let Jeremy Adams, write a comic here and there, but I said when it's time to bring in the pros, out he goes, and then comes Cy Spurrier.
He's starting to bring in some. He is talking about doing some of his own creative, own comic books.
I hope
Through
he does.
Kickstarter, and I hope he does too because I actually want to see what he writes outside of Marvel and DC. Or
I don't know if I don't know that I would rush to support it per se, but yeah, and I would miss him on Green Lantern or whatever else he might be doing by then. But at this point, I don't care enough about Marvel or DC to lose any sleep over not being able to buy one of the 2 or 3 books that I am.
Well, yeah, I mean, he'd be writing it while he's still working for DC. It's just that, yeah, he just, and I love that after he announced it, he talked about this. You see Jimmy Palmiotti saying, "Oh, running a Kickstarter is horrible because no one shares your work out. You know, you have to do all the advertising yourself." And then, of course, I look and oh, look who's got a book out, Jimmy Palmiotti.
Well, that's the thing I agree with Richard on. Nice guy, not terribly bright.
Yeah. So. It's
no, but I'm saying if he ever goes, if he just goes the creator-owned route. But speaking of people that left DC, did you see that? Apparently one of the people that Marvel reached out to that turned down X-Men was Jeff Johns.
Wow.
I don't know what made them think in their arrogance that he would leave his own imprint.
They turned
what? Well, Jeff Johns has his own company. He's not going to leave that to write X turds.
And also, isn't Snyder's doing something now? That's for one of the big 2. I heard he was gonna.
Yeah, he's coming back to new
Snyder,
DC, Ultimate DC.
Yeah, he's doing Ultimate DC basically.
But they approached Kelly Sue to cancel a comic.
She said no.
Yes.
Oh dang! I know Grant Morrison turned it down.
There were all kinds of people that
Grant Morrison would have been. I think a lot of people would have come back for Grant Morrison
for one issue.
For one issue, yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
I would say he may be the most overrated creator in the history of comics.
Who, Morrison?
Really?
Yep.
Yes, I think so. I agree with Breen on that one.
I kind of curious to see if Jeff Johns had his own reign as far as it's go back to early 2000s Marvel before all this crap wokeness. If Jeff Johns, instead of running JSA, he had wrote X-Men, did all the X-Men stuff.
He said today, Jeff Johns, because he was talking about because there's the new JSA book today. So he said today that JSA is his favorite teen property in all of comics. So I'm glad he went with JSA.
Well, that explains why it's so good because he had so much fun doing it.
Yeah,
he was
right.
very passionate about it.
And it was good because I said, no offense to anybody liked it, his Avengers was not.
His Avengers, I enjoyed it, but it does pale to his JSA
or
any of his DC stuff. Frankly,
it's currently right now he's got that Justice League Society or Justice Society America is not been as fun as reading the JSA. It's been kind of
it's got moments.
But I'm confident, Zach, and say if you had read even a third of the Avengers that I have, you'd probably feel the same way.
I'm sure. But...
And that's why I could never give Jonathan Hickman's version a pass because it was hell. The only reason why I like Bendis's at the time was Marvel had been so bad for the first half of the 2000s. And I liked his ideas. I mean, everybody was written out of character, but so Mark Millar wrote everybody out of character in Civil War. But I like the concept.
Mark Millar is supposed to be revealing 5 new series that he's writing tomorrow. I think one of them is a new Nemesis book. But yeah, there's like a total of 5 series that he's got. Working.
I don't want Nemesis back this quickly in a redo of that series that led into Big Game. I hope he's got a different idea than just he kills everybody in sight for 5 issues.
Nemesis is becoming his Batman, where he's just in everything.
Well, I was just gonna say Nemesis should have been what happened to Wesley. at the end of Big Game. That should have been Nemesis instead of Wesley. I would have felt that would be much more appropriate.
You wanted Nemesis to die in Reborn
Yeah.
World?
I'd have been good with that.
Because
What else can you do with him?
I don't know.
You can't-
Mark
I mean,
Millar, I'm sure he's got some kind of idea because he's not like some of these writers that'll just write a character into the dirt. Like
No, I mean, you can't redeem him.
Yeah, that's true.
Can you really top the mayhem he committed in the last series? So I said, I mean, and somebody with his imagination, I'm sure he'll come up with something, but he's got so many other characters that I'd rather see at this point than another round of Nemesis.
Like I said, I'm looking forward to Ambassadors with Kick-Ass being America.
That I do look forward to.
And then Night Club. See where we're gonna go.
Night Club Volume 2, yeah.
Because the whole love quarrel thing, because he likes the other girl, but he's upset, so he creates his own new gang of vampires. So I mean, I'm curious what's gonna go on with that and how they're gonna survive. Are they gonna have to murder these kids and then murder their best friend or former best friend? Like, yeah, that's crazy. It's like Lord of the Flies BS. Killer be killed.
In 2 weeks, Jed McKay says we will find out who the new Moon Knight is. The next issue of Vengeance of Moon Knight.
Like I said, I wouldn't be shocked if it actually turns out to be Mark, but you just say it's a different personality.
I bet you it'll be a different personality.
So,
sorry, I'm just scrolling through Twitter, just looking for.
Yeah, it's okay.
Looking for cool things to talk about.
I think that's about it, though. I mean, it's for wrapping it up because we're almost at 2-hour mark. I gotta go record some X-Men 97 review. Pixel. Get that
Yeah.
I like those. Those were pretty good.
Archer with superpowers. It looks like Archer. The animation.
Actually, no. Somebody told me it actually looks like Capcom X-Men.
Maybe. Somebody else said it though that it looks like Archer, and I was like, I knew
everything looks like Archer. Even you want to look like Archer? Hit Monkey. I mean,
are you doing it offline?
Probably do it offline.
Why not do it live?
Because we got to watch it, and it's gonna be like 11 o'clock by the time we get to it. It's gonna be after Mad Men in a Box. What
Mad Men is back tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, good, because I've been having trouble sleeping.
I know. I can't watch those. I will fall asleep, and then like when Pixel wants review, it's like, sorry, bro. So, who will shave first, Vankman, Geekeasy, or Breen? I think.
Yeah, listen, Breen's got the beard tonight, man.
And hey, Zach, you got something going there too.
No, I just trimmed it down. I just took a trimmer to it yesterday.
Holy
this
crap.
is the shortest it's been in like a week.
Look at that middle part under his nose. How dark it is.
Y'all say that every time.
Yeah, I actually had to save. I shaved everything but the goatee today because I had an interview today.
Right on.
So,
I hope it
went well.
This won't.
And
I'm not getting rid of this.
Joe's got peach fuzz under his nose.
That's about like a month and a half's worth for him.
That's like a Pixel
It's 3
mustache.
months actually.
No, that's a little bit more than Pixel has ever had. I remember one time Pixel had that little mustache right here. It looked like a little piece of dirt above his lip.
There's not a whole lot you can do about that.
There's really not.
Like I said, it's.
I'll just say this: as far as the new X-Men series goes, LK described it perfectly. He said he's like, we finally. He actually was actually he really enjoyed it, but we're probably gonna hate it soon because the guy got fired. His showrunner's gone. So now they're probably
because he was a weirdo. He had an OnlyFans, and he's running a kid show.
Listen this though. Well, everybody has, dude. Everyone has OnlyFans now. It's common.
I don't have an OnlyFans now. Do you? Don't answer that, please.
I have a fans only.
It was rhetorical.
Fans. Anyway, no. So here's the ironic part. If this guy, I mean, the first 2 episodes, if they actually are actually pretty good, and it keeps going this way, and it's actually really cool, they might have fired him not because he had OnlyFans. They fired him because he was writing a conservative X-Men.
I don't think it was because of that. From what because I actually tried to find some information. Of course, when Disney fires someone, they try to keep it hush hush. Like, but I read somewhere like one of the reasons why I feel like he could sue if this is why, but like one of the higher ups said that he felt uncomfortable around him. So I don't know if that's
a lot of people
exactly
saying
the
that he was
reason
just
why.
prickly and really hard to work with.
Maybe could be that too.
But hell, I've had that said about me a lot. But
Well, Josh the other night said that he's talked to some people that in that sphere.
Yeah.
And it's let's be honest. Like I said, and this is what led to the maybe he's conservative. Also, was he checks so many of the boxes that Disney covets right now. In order to have been fired by them, it must have either been, like I said, completely egregious or conservative in nature. And I'm guessing, all kidding aside, that it's probably something really egregious.
I mean, it's got to be because remember when Disney fired James Gunn, and like I like his movies, but he's not middle of the road even. Like he's very lefty, so it had to be something. I mean, they were not great jokes, but it's like I would think it would have to be a lot worse. Like they would have to have evidence of him doing stuff, but then, this guy, it's like, well, geez, did they find his Twitter account or his OnlyFans account? Was he making a bunch of
MKF 30? It wasn't Hawaii. It was up here in Fairbanks.
Wow. I have a question. Are there any straight male heroes left in science fiction?
Paul Atreides from Dune.
Buck Rogers.
Well,
Jeremy Adams has got a Buck Rogers comic coming out soon.
I mean, I just saw a commercial for Rebel Moon. I've seen things for that new Star Wars, and you can't find a guy,
All the people in Babylon 5 are straight. No, except for the XO, but they never showed that. So.
Oh, excuse me. We're just all gonna just stand here.
I was about to say, how long are we gonna go with just pure silence on here?
Well, I think you guys are still talking. I was looking up something. That's all.
But I don't know. There's people just need to lighten up on stuff like that. I mean, it's just as long as he's not, like.
They are rebooting Dick Tracy. I forgot about that. They are because they have a writer for it too. That I was. I think they did. Let me see. Dick Tracy.
As a comic or as a movie?
As a comic, Mad Cave Studios is doing. I'm not familiar. Oh, Alex Segura is one of the writers. Michael Morecci. I think it's Morecci.
I know the name Alex Segura, but
he's a comedian.
What did he write? He's written a bunch of Archie. Archie and Friends. Archie meets Batman 66. Archie versus Predator 2. Betty and Veronica. There's Dick Tracy. He wrote some Edge of the Spider-Verse stuff.
See, I don't want a PC Dick Tracy. I mean, I want him.
I want full uncut Dick.
Well, at the end of the adventure, I want whoever he's fighting to die horribly because that was one of the things that they did with Dick Tracy. That if he killed somebody, they stayed dead.
Well, I mean, it says, let's see, from best-selling acclaimed authors, as an all-new noir-infused chapter in the Dick Tracy legacy kicks off with superstar artist Geraldo Borges. In the aftermath of World War II, the country stands frozen, waiting for the next shoe to drop. In the city, a brutal murder draws the attention of rising star detective Dick Tracy.
City of brutal murder!
Who soon discovers the bloodshed is just the beginning of a complicated web that threatens to ensnare everything he cares about. Blending the classic elements of the Dick Tracy world, including his iconic villains, supporting cast, and unforgettable watch radio. That's the one thing my dad always remembered.
Have a good night, Joe.
Night, Joe.
Hey, y'all have a good night.
Or day.
Hey,
I think it's daytime
Joe.
over there.
Day, yeah. It's 12 noon.
Yeah. Have a good one, man. Yeah, it kicks off a fresh take on the iconic detective that remains true to his rich history.
Do we know anything about this superstar artist?
Geraldo Borges is a Brazilian comic artist. He's the one who's been drawing the Thunderbolts miniseries that Richard Dawson's been doing.
Anybody
the
notice that a
cover for.
lot of the artists?
He's a pretty good artist.
You know who would be perfect for a noir Dick Tracy?
Carl Keschel.
No, artist.
Oh. Who?
Mike Deodato.
Oh, yeah, because he does do all the shadows and
Yeah.
everything.
You can't see anything. What's going
I know,
on?
that's why Marania
He
doesn't
would be
like
a
him.
perfect noir artist.
Okay, Undead Quinn says Moretti is a solid writer. I'm not familiar
Okay,
with
well,
it. It could be good. It's coming out through Mad Cave. And issue number 1, it's a $5 book. So that's pretty standard. But
when's
I remember hearing about
when's
that.
first issue?
that might just be, it could just because it's the first issue. Let me see if they have anything.
No, so when is the first issue?
Oh, when is the first issue? The first issue.
What is the Hulk?
Why is the Hulk?
Why is Gamora? April 24th.
Okay.
So about a month. About a month from now.
Nice.
So that'll be one to add to the pull list. And then Buck Rogers comes out. Where are you at, Buck?
He's in the 25th century.
No, it's not Buck.
I was in a Princess Adana.
Is he doing Flash Gordon?
Flash Gordon, the other sci-fi guy.
Who's doing this?
Jeremy Adams is doing a Flash Gordon book.
Okay.
And for what company?
For where's the publisher's name? Is that? I think that's also Mad Cave.
Really?
Mad Cave is a new challenger has entered the arena in Mad Cave Studios.
Isn't that what Joe was part of?
Joe Corallo
Yeah, probably was.
for Flash Gordon?
No, that's who he wrote.
Oh,
Dahlia
for Mad
the Dark
Cave. Oh,
for.
okay. Oh, okay.
And I
That
think
is-
he might have done. Oh, good God! What was
Seems
the
like he-
series before that?
Well, Dawn in the Dark, he did that. That was the most recent one. But
Yeah, what was the other 5? Good God!
I don't know. I didn't read them, so I can't tell you what they are.
Well, I did, so I should be able to. So that's the
Oh
problem.
man, the concussion is spreading.
It's
It's
spreading.
contagious.
It's contagious through the airwaves. It's the internet gas from the Kibblesmith New Warriors.
Our first Comic-Con up here, Sam Jones came up, and he's actually coming up again because somebody had to back out, so he was the replacement.
He's like, dang it, I gotta go. I was on reserve.
Sam Jones is in Flash Gordon.
Yes.
Gosh.
Also, he's also in Ted too.
And one.
I can
Man.
picture it, but I can't come up with the title.
For which?
Oh, it's good thing Joe doesn't watch this.
Well, I mean, he doesn't respond either in the Madman in the Box. He must be sleeping when he's on there.
I mean, can you blame him? Madman in the Box is like 12 o'clock.
He's
in
been
the
on
morning.
he's been on Madman in the Box more than he's been any of our readings.
That's true. He has been there a good deal. That is true.
But that's why we all go to Madman in a Box. So if you're having trouble sleeping and you don't have any
Yeah.
sleep aids, you just turn that on.
It's like Cheers.
Madman in the Box is my new story time with Ash.
Like, have you ever seen those channels where where like the woman talks real softly and
ASMR.
yeah, it's like that only without a pretty woman.
Yeah.
You get the same effect. It puts you to sleep.
But I want to go to sleep thinking of pretty women, not Pixel talking about Doctor Who.
But what if you picture Pixel as a pretty woman?
Relax, Zach. We're gonna go take a nice journey through Doctor Who.
That's how Rhaegar. No, see, this is like if I was Rhaegar, then maybe that would work. But
Tonight on the episode of Madman in the Box, we'll be talking about everything that puts you to sleep, from A through Z. Just take this humble journey with us, and we'll go out into the space. It's like a freaking like a coast to coast kind of like a
What are you
DJ thing.
even on right now? That's
I stopped listening to Coast to Coast ages ago, man. This guy they have in there kind of sucks.
It's still the same guy. After
Yeah, I
Griffin.
know.
Yeah.
No,
a
I mean,
little Zach Gar.
How's it
Nobody-
going, Rhaegar?
nobody beats Art.
Hey, sipping on my lines, bitch. How's
Sorry.
it going? How's it going, little Rhaegar? I haven't done that in a while. He's never usually here.
Yeah, it's
Well,
kind of funny.
That's because we're at the bottom of his feed.
Yeah, we're at the bottom of. Yeah, we're at
It's
the bottom.
the man keeping us down.
The feed or feast?
No, this the feed. The subscription. He said earlier we're at the bottom of his subscription feed,
I guess
which is weird because you're always at the top of mine. Like when I opened it up on my phone, y'all were at the top. So
I have been watching, like, I'll be watching something on like the auction or whatever, and if I jump off of it, when I go to check back in, it's never around anymore. A lot of times I'll have to type in "I love comics" to come back to the top.
Oh dang!
Because they definitely shadow. I mean,
Yeah.
they probably the algorithms probably caught words that we've said,
Oh,
which tells the overlords that we have the wrong politics. So anything they can do to just irritate you.
Wait. So, what are keywords that can get you the stage not to be shadow banned? Comrade, how's it going, comrade? He's praise Biden. Yes.
Kamala is the best vice president.
Yes.
We cannot forget our commitment to Ukraine.
Ukraine. Yes.
It
yes.
is the most important thing to Republican
Donate
voters.
super chats. The money goes towards Ukraine.
Speaking of, was there another Zelensky payment due this week? Because gas went up 40 cents.
Dude, I know that's the highest gas has been over here in a
Well,
while.
I hate to break it to you that summer gas prices are always higher than winter prices.
Summer
Not-
does, yeah, because more
it's
people.
not
are
this early. It's not this
It's
early.
not even summer.
though.
It's
I know.
not even spring yet.
Well, you don't have winter by you. Be quiet.
It was 37 degrees here Monday.
Whoa,
It's cold down there.
It was 37 degrees here today.
You can still be quiet, Zach.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, it's gonna go up more inflation. So I imagine it's gonna go up higher.
I don't know. I don't think it will, because, in fact, I think this will be the highest it is, at least between now and November.
He said he's been trying to keep it low and using a reserve and stuff. The problem is that it's not, because when Trump was in office, it was $1.75 or less.
Yeah, they're going to give the illusion that they're working on things, and once they're reelected, because I said I'm not kidding myself, we're a one party system, then God help us, because like I said, after November, there would be nothing to ever stop them again. So just keep that in mind.
Zach is in Louisiana there, MK.
The House is passing that stupid let's ban TikTok thing, which is dumb. Because
I heard some stuff about that.
I'm actually
It's not
okay
that
with
simple.
banning TikTok. I'm actually
They're
okay with it.
trying to make the Chinese divest from ownership.
Yeah.
If it gets bought out by an American company, it can stay. But they want the communist.
the thing
Chinese
is,
Communist
though,
Party
this is one
device.
step closer to them. Says they can just go later on and say down the line and say that, hey, Twitter is
that was the knee jerk reaction that we all had. But
yeah.
I think Tim Pool did a video about it where he kind of laid it all out.
Tim Pool has a channel.
Yeah.
I don't watch Tim Pool.
I follow him on Twitter. I don't have enough time in the day to watch his videos or listen to them.
You get you get more accurate news from him than you do from CNN, MSNBC, Fox. So it's
I stopped listening to Fox a long time ago.
Oh, I can't even watch Jesse Waters anymore. He's just so cringe.
Really? Jesse is? Oh man, that's a shame to hear.
No, like I said,
That deal is great, though.
I watch Tucker Carlson on Twitter. I use those little videos. I do that, and then I watch. Sometimes I turn on Fox, but it's really no one around there care for.
I said, when you fire your biggest, most successful personality to please your investors that turn out to be BlackRock and Vanguard, you're compromised.
Yeah.
So I said, I watched Gutfeld, but I don't think he's nearly as funny as
Gutfeld,
he
yeah,
used to be.
I will still listen to Gut. I walked in on my parents the other night. They were watching Gutfeld in the living room. I was like, guys, what are y'all doing? It's late. It's past y'all's bedtime.
That
Like,
guy
"Oh,
is
my God's great."
hilarious.
He's pretty funny. He's pretty good.
He used to be. He's still good, but the list of people he's not allowed to have on is, like I said, because Nick Searcy went after him a couple months ago. He said,
Really?
why won't you have me on anymore? Because Nick Searcy's on the banned list at Fox. He's too conservative for him.
Yep.
Interesting.
I mean, they like now they let Gutfeld get away with some stuff because I don't think
He's the biggest. Like he draws
he's
in
the
more
biggest they've
ratings for
got
late
left.
night than like Kimmel and them. I think.
Well, yeah, he was number 2.
Number 2.
You can't
okay.
afford to lose. No, I mean, no, at Fox.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
okay.
Carlson was 1, Gutfeld was 2,
Gotcha.
and they can't afford to lose both of them, so they let him at least, kind of go out, out there sometimes. But yeah, but I said because it was about 2 months before Gutfeld defended Carlson, which meant that they told him they put a gag on him. And he abided by it for however long. I think he could go out on his own and make more than he's making at Fox.
I kind of feel like the Cures gonna keep Gutfeld around because he's on it's like the Conan O'Brien thing. You're at the very end. Remember at the back of the day, if you watch Conan O'Brien back in the day when he first started on NBC, he was the late night show, and I figure most people aren't gonna watch it.
Oh yeah, well, Undead. As soon as Dad turned it over to Son. Who was married to a huge Hillary supporter and donor. That was all she wrote for Fox.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to say that Rupert Murdoch was a sexual pervert. Sexual harassed all
the
women
there.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually almost stopped listening to the Daily Wire too, right? There's like 2 hosts that I'll still pay attention to at the Daily Wire.
To me, it's Matt Walsh is a complete idiot when it comes to video games.
Matt Walsh he's on my personal personal list.
Not even that. It's on Twitter. It's the Twitter engagement farming that they do. They put out these purposely clickbait titles so people will argue with them so they get engaged and get paid.
I will still listen to. They have one guy, Michael Knowles, is really good, and then I like Brett Cooper. I like the girl they have. She does like the little YouTube shorts and everything.
In the comment section with that Brett Cooper.
Brett Cooper,
Rhaegar, do you listen to Handy's radio show? He's totally different than he's on.
Hannity got old for me. I liked him more when he had when it was Hannity and Combs, like when it was both of them.
Well, Fox was different back then. It was actually fair and balanced. No, my point is that Handy on air just thinks he can't say it, but when he's on his radio show, he is a lot more. He's a lot more different. He's a lot more outspoken.
Well, I will say that as far as fair and balance goes, a Democrat has a much better chance of being treated fairly on Fox than a Republican does.
Yeah.
At CNN or MSNBC.
That's true.
That said, it's there. I mean, I can remember a few years ago when Newt Gingrich was on Outnumbered. You remember when the guy used to be called One Lucky Guy? They're not allowed to say that anymore. Remember when at the 5 or they had a name for when like Kimberly Guilfoyle, they said she sat in the leg chair. Now they have a 70-year-old woman, sitting in Anatomy.
Judge Janine.
Yeah, but
Judge Janine's pretty good though. I like her.
No, she's. I mean, for what she is, but I'm just saying, all the things that made Fox what it was have all been done away with due to political correctness and whatever nonsense. But one day on Outnumbered, Newt Gingrich started unloading on George Soros. And Harris Faulkner cut him off and said, "We don't say disparaging things about George Soros on this network."
Really?
Yes. That was a couple years ago.
Yikes.
Yeah. And she did it on the air.
You know who I really like, though? And he used to be on there, but he's not on there. I listen to his radio every day. What is his name? The former Secret Service guy.
So
Dan Bongino.
Oh, Dan Bongino.
He is awesome.
Uh,
Really smart dude.
Do you remember? I forget what the guy's name was. He was always get off my lawn guy, and then tried to. They said he's the leader of the Proud Boys.
Oh, Gavin McGinnis.
Gavin
Gavin McGinnis was great to watch on the Blades. And then
He used to be on Red Eye a lot.
Yeah.
And I think he even did a couple episodes of Guff. In fact, when I don't know if Fox had anything to do with this, but McGinnis has hated Fox since they brought in Tyrus to be a sidekick because McGinnis thought that would be him.
Yep.
So make that what you will.
I would have rather had McGinnis on there than having.
I wouldn't have. Tyrus is smart, and he's smart. McGinnis is entertaining, but even McGinnis it might be a little bit too far right for my taste.
And Tyrus was also a Funkasaurus. So you got to love somebody who's a Funkasaurus.
There's a reason why he's not on wrestling anymore because he wasn't that great. But he's very smart though.
He's 50 years old. Guys that size at 50, they're pretty much done with wrestling.
And at least he's not going to be like Flair, sticking around and doing it at 70. I mean, come on.
He didn't do that much when he was younger. I'm just saying when he was on there was in WWE, it wasn't really entertaining. But
Brodus Clay was a brilliant gimmick for a couple years.
That was meant as a punishment, but it got so over.
Well, yeah. So that's
I always want to correct some things. MK is saying that Newsmac and ON News got shut down or banned. They're look, they're still up. I don't know where you're getting your information from. Maybe you're just guessing or you heard. I don't know.
I haven't seen ON or Newsmax on my feed in a while.
But they are they're still around.
Yeah. Oh, good for them.
They have a TV schedule, Ariel. Same with Owen.
I have no idea who Hannah the Country Girl is.
How many times can one man fail at a comic series? Scarlet Witch is getting another number one from Steve Orlando in August.
They will continue to relaunch that book until Steve Orlando marries a woman.
They're giving it's Captain Marvel all over again. It's like we start, we fail, we relaunch as Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. That fails, and they go to Scarlet Witch. It's all the same guy.
I said it doesn't matter. He sleeps with the right gender. That's those are his qualifications. His resume probably just says gay.
Yeah, probably.
Because that's all.
Now it has to be gay and no OnlyFans. Gay and no OnlyFans.
Well, I guess I
know Tom King is going to be writing the Wonder Girls.
MK, you just said they were shut down. So you're saying it's not being banned. What does shut down mean then? When you said that, oh no, you
banned. Maybe like they're banned from Twitter. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know. I haven't seen them on Twitter, so
Owen Network is on through. You can get it through Roku. That's what they've always been.
I have it on. It's my place has it.
Yeah.
On and Cinemax. So on and the Newsmax. All right.
Yeah.
Next to each other on the channels.
But I never really. I watched Newsmax, but it's like he kept repeating over and over again. It was like there's no commercial, or they had a few commercials. They got to go back to the same thing. It was like,
yeah,
it got annoying real fast.
Yeah.
Kids, since we're doing one of our 40-minute goodbyes, I'm gonna jump off here.
We're doing a 50-minute goodbye.
We're ending it. We're ending it right now. So, but thank you guys for showing up here. Look for an offline reading airing tomorrow. I'll upload one up for you guys to watch. So something on Thursday. Friday we'll be doing at least for the second story will be a Fantastic Four book, and Graphic Man should be joining us for that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be in this week because like I said these next 2 days are basketball around the clock.
I'm not counting on you, Breen. You're dead to me on weekends.
Oh, so
Dang.
Zach gets to disappoint month after month. I miss 1, 2.
Well, he
Yeah.
ought
Oh
to
no,
be
I'm dead to him on those days. Haven't you
he ought to be
ever heard him?
entertaining now that he's got a concussion, and he ought to start, being a little entertaining.
Oh crap! That's just making the goodbye longer.
Yeah, you
No,
are.
it is. But yeah, we'll have some readings on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sunday. But I believe 2 weeks from this Sunday, or at least a week from this Sunday, will be Easter, and there'll be no readings on that day. But
Really? So I'd be available for that because I don't have any family to
Well,
gather. So.
Pixel's not available, and I'm not available.
Well, that'll gotta take care of that.
That will
But
knock it
Zach,
right out.
That'd be the one day Zach's like, I can read.
So take care,
No.
everyone, and Zach, please go to the
The
I have. Yeah, do you remember that from Married with Children?
I never watched Married with Children.
There's a spring break episode, and Kelly's on the beach, and she goes, "Oh look, there's George Clooney from that hit TV show."
Oh. That's funny.
Oh, you forgot the Bud and the Wise, Maranya.
But what's that?
The Bud and the Wise.
I
Go
got
to.
that.
Oh, the Bud. Oh.
All right.
Nobody drinks Budweiser anymore.
I just saw somebody was
Dylan does.
Katie Sackhoff did a Instagram
Yes, she
video,
did.
and she had a Budweiser thing, and I was like,
Did she really?
she just
She
had a
actually drank one in the video. It was a Bud Light.
yeah, the Bud Light.
Okay.
Look, it's pointless to hold a grudge forever. They paid a steep fucking price.
They really did.
And
As an American, I have every right to hold grudge.
You do, and I said, Kid Rock stopped shooting up his Bud Lights and started drinking them again. So it's
also the UFC is backing him with
Yeah.
Dana.
and I love that guy's thing is now I get to say whatever I want, and Bud Light is sponsoring it. And I thought that was brilliant.
Breen, if there's one thing you should be getting, you get some woo energy. Ric Flair cans.
Yeah, I'll take a pass on that.
I would just empty it out and just have the can. That'd be awesome to collect a can.
Who needs woo when in 8 minutes we've got who?
You do.
The voodoo that you do.
So
The
well.
The watch Man in a Box Who.
Yes, I am MK, except for the Reds went from some to look forward to they're going to be awful. Oh, fuck you. You got the end stream button.
All right, I think it's here. Well, I don't want to cut you off in the middle of talking to MK, okay? I felt bad to that. But good night, everybody.
Good night, y'all.